Alright, let's get started, shall we? So, I have gone ahead a little bit between the episodes again, or between the streams here again. Nothing too bad, like I was just setting up some more mining colonies. We have currently quite a few of them, I do believe. Let's actually count them. We got, well, that's technically a double colony. Well, just one colony, but double the mines there. Then we got another 2, 3, and then I know that I got another 2 underway. One in the Norwegian Sea, and one in Bay of Biscay. So in the Bay of Biscay we are going to be mining this particular moon here. It's a bit high colony cost, but also set up automated mine there for the starting. And actually, what is the reason of this? Why it's... oh, it does actually have water. It's just very cold. Yeah, minus 180, or actually minus 161 Celsius. That is a bit chilly, I do admit. So yeah, that we might be able to colonize this properly at some point, but it's just going to be very high colony cost to start with. So that's kind of going to be a problem, I reckon. But we are going to be colonizing that, and then also, was it this one? I believe it was, yes. A massive amount of resources, and quite colonizable planet. It's actually not bad temperature there, minus 8 degrees. But that's perfectly livable, really. And there's no water there, so that's going to be a big problem, and then no atmosphere. But how much can we... okay, it's actually only 750 million people that we can fit in there, but I'd say that's still a decent amount of... especially, it's going to be a nice planet for mining, I'd say. It does have 8.5 million tons of resources, and the total accessibility is 6.4. So that means that each mine will be mining 6.4 times whatever our mining speed is. Total. So we have what, 12? So that would be quite a bit. 72? More than that, probably close to 75 resources per mine per year. That's not too bad, really. Of course, that will then drop once the quantities drop a little bit, so it gets harder and harder to mine, but that's not really the problem. I think today we are going to be exploring quite a bit of the galaxy. I mean, we still know relatively little, to be fair, because I've not built a lot of survey vessels, and we don't have a massive amount of fuel yet. I mean, we got a little bit. I will be building, I think the plan for today is to build up to 10, or to have survey vessels up to 10. We got 4 of them right now, I believe. And then I got 1 currently in construction. That should be fairly good. And then we also have some fuel harvesters underway. We call them whalers, of course. But yes, we got those underway, and we can then start harvesting fuel from gas giants and get that into colonies. So that's going to be an easy way to expand the fuel production without having to get storeroom in planets and get workers on the fuel refineries and all that sort of stuff. But yes, let's just keep on going for the time being. Oh, there was overhaul completed on Romulus 2. Right, that would be Survey 2 then. You are currently in North Sea. Right, so in London. That makes sense. I'm guessing you... oh, wait a minute. Are we? We are North Sea, okay. Okay, now it should be leaving system. It's fairly quick vessel, that's for sure. Overhaul. Wait a minute. Oh, that's the Survey 4. It just has the same number. Okay, well, that's not confusing at all, is it? It actually is. What is a possible survey? Ah, right. But the Celtic Sea has mostly been reserved already with the survey things here. So I think Survey 2, how about you go through the unexplored one? I'll have a look at what's on the other side of the jump point. Oh, we just covered another set. Wait, this... yeah, this is New Cyprus. Oh, right, we got Crete and Cyprus. Right, these are the ones that I haven't named yet. Ooh, there's actually 3 relatively colonizable planets there. Okay, let's have a look at the planets. Also, ooh, luminosity is really high. So this is going to be quite a warm system. Oh, ho, ho. There is a planet with breathable atmosphere. I think. Oh, there's a little bit too much oxygen. There's also quite a bit of carbon dioxide there compared to the total atmosphere. But man, that's actually not bad. A really good amount of water, rift valleys, a bit high temperature to be fair. Like that is the problem in there, in all fairness. And then the fact that there's a lot of carbon dioxide. But other than that, like that seems like a really good. And it can have a max population of 4 billion. That's quite decent. Consider that. I think. Let me actually check. Our total population right now. Actually, there's an easy way to check this. 907 million. So yeah, that would be quite a bit of room, that's for sure. Now, of course, we don't know anything about the resources in here yet. There's another oxygen planet here. Also, the temperature factor is a bit high there. That is a bit further away. Hold on, is there? So there's a lot of terrestrial planets and one gas giant and one super Jovian. So technically 2 gas giants. Okay, well, that's quite interesting. And yeah, these are quite cold. Man, there are a lot of good things. And there might also be some asteroids that are habitable. Well, to a certain degree anyway. But we're not too worried about the asteroids. Oh, and the Survey 4 has arrived here, okay. As one does. How far are we from getting the new ship, by the way? I do wonder. That's going to be done in March next year. Okay, so it's a bit longer than I thought. What I could, of course, do is just add another slipway for this one. There we go. It's going to take... Oh, wow, 3 years. Okay, it's a bit more than I expected. Sure. Oh, deployment time exceeded on Romulus 3. Okay, did you manage to... No, you didn't manage to take all of those survey points yet. But there's still going to be a little bit to be surveyed here in the galaxy. We'll see how much, but probably quite a bit. I do wonder when we'll find our first loop, to be fair. It might take quite a while. Oh, there was minerals in Crete. No, Cyprus. I think I can just double click that here. Let's have a look. It was a dwarf planet. Oh, wow. That's a lot of uranium, a really good accessibility. Also, boronite, venturite, and thorium. That's certainly worth a mining colony, that's for sure. That's going to be a lot of resources in there. We'll see how it goes, though. Right, and do you have anything? No, there's just a lot of people going in and out, really. Let's see. New naval officer, or rather, there was a lot of experience on many of the leaders that we have. Right, commander promoted. Okay, well, that's to be expected. Overhaul complete. And Celtic Sea has been surveyed fully. Okay, let's have a look at that. There is only 2 jump points in there, and also, was there... Okay, there was a comet with corundium that we haven't put a colony in, and this planet has a decent... Well, decent amount of resources, not very accessible, though. Like, hard to mine, and it has too high gravity, so we can't actually settle there either. Could put in some automated mines there, but it's... Oh, right, it does have a potential for some extra minerals, or higher quality, so to speak, but, well, I suppose that's fine. Then the comets will probably have to put in some auto mines there at some point, because those are quite nice resources in these. Okay, but there wasn't that massive amount of things in here by the looks of it, and jump points are actually really close. That's that like what, 1.5 billion? No, 2 billion kilometers. That's not too bad. Gonna take well, I suppose about a fortnight of sailing. Oh, shipyard modified. Oh, right. Is that the... Which shipyard is that? That's the cargo ship. Now, we have a little bit of a fuel shortage right now, so I'm not going to start building another set of cargo ships. But eventually we will. Well, as soon as we get the fuel harvesters going, then we shall. Our production of research facility completed at London. And now we started working on the wait list. Excellent. That means a lot of fuel. And we got a research lab. Let's take a look. What should we put in? Oh wow, that's almost done. I think we want to put in a another lab on the pebble reactor, just so that we can get closer to the next engine tech. Because that is going to be really much required. We'll see how well that goes, I suppose. I mean, once we get this research done in the next build cycle, actually, then we can probably put in another, I don't know, 2 labs for this one, and then we're going to do something else in the logistics, I think. For example, what do we actually need from here? Like, what do we need desperately? I'm not going to go for the large cargo hold because we have a bit of a set limit on how many, or how large our ships are. So our cargo ships are actually going to have just the small cargo holds, or like the 5,000 ton cargo hold, which is rather small, so you need a lot of ships to carry big things, but oh well. Of course, I can always just give civilians orders to carry something around. They'll do it for me. Right, but I think... Don't need the ordnance stuff because we're not going to be building missiles. Maintenance support per facility might not be a bad idea. I think that's a good idea. A boat base at some point might also be a smart idea, but not necessarily that much. Ooh, and there we go. We got the research completed. So, on the other hand, we could get some sensor and control systems research going. Because I don't think... No, we don't have any of that going right now. So getting the... Ooh, right, we got thermal sensor sensitivity, but we didn't actually design the new sensors yet, did we? I suppose that's fine, though. So we could get the range upgrade for sure, or the fire control speed rating, or tracking bonus against missiles. Planetary sensor strength wouldn't be technically a bad idea either. Oh, right, we got the crowd sensor strength as well. Okay, I think what we're going to do real quick is we are going to be designing the new... Hold on, just making sure. We didn't redesign them, did we? No, we haven't. So I'll pull that to the side so I can kind of keep a track on things. And we'll create a new one. I'll put in no name update. And then we'll go for the thermal sensors first. I think we'll start with the size 1. So this would be probably excellent spyglass. And the year is 1771. Put that in there. And we'll create that one. Then we'll lower the size enough to go to... Oh, reduce the size, not increase the size. Have, actually, do we want to go for 4 or 5? I suppose we could go for this one. It's still going to be higher sensitivity a little bit, so the range is going to be higher. So we can just have this be the good spyglass. Without the T at the end there. Be nice. Right, a good at 71. So the sizes are going to be the same, but the quality is going to be slightly better. Then we'll have a standard quality. Then we can go for the modest. And finally, we'll go for the poor one. This should be relatively quick to research, at least, I think. And then let's have a look at the active sensors. We haven't upgraded those, have we? Well, let's have a look at the quality. So put that there. Pull this in. We can kind of keep track of the stats there. So this would be... Well, actually, do I want to have... I suppose I could be in a bit larger active sensors for frigates and then for ships of the line. Of course, since we don't have the frigates or ships of the line designed yet, I don't know yet if we really need to do that. Yeah, we did get a bit higher quality in there, so that is going to be increased range. But yes, I think we'll name this Crow's Nest. Oh, and we'll put in the year there. I think we'll put in Stats. What is it going to be? Is 20? Yeah, 20. And then our 100. We'll create that one. Then we can make one for frigates. We'll probably put it like 75 tons. Create that one. And then we'll make the anti-missile one, so do that, and then rename all of this basically. R1, and how much is it gonna be the range? It's gonna be 5. So yes, we'll put in as 5 and deck, gunner, Otter. Great, that one. So that can actually spot the... Okay, it's not that massive difference in the range, I suppose. But it's still better. I would argue there's actually been a mistake in the name, I think, in the previous one. Not that it really matters. But yes, we got now those designed, so we're going to start researching those. That's probably what we'll want to do. Do we start at the... We might want to start with the excellent spyglass. I'm not going to put 4 on that, we'll just put on 3, and then we're going to add another one for the engine, or well, technically for the reactor technology right now. But then we can queue up more of these for the sensor researcher. Not doing these in particularly good order, to be fair, but oh well. All of them need to be done one way or another. And it's going to be taking about 6 months for the first one to be done. I suppose that's not too bad. Right, well, let's keep on going, shall we? Oh, and inactive... Oh, someone died. No, they retired, I think. Or did they... Oh, the research rate... okay. Do we have another construction and production? We do. Okay, well... Off you go then. Start your research. Oh. Right, I forgot you need to select the researcher first, then you need to select the researcher, which is a bit dumb. But oh well. So now we got that one sorted out again. Quarantine exceeded on survey 1, okay. Let's actually have a look at Cyprus. So how much have we surveyed in here? I don't think we've seen much of new minerals in though. Yeah, no, it's only the one so far. Was another deployment time exceeded, but luckily we got automated orders. That's not going to be a massive problem. Oh, and we just got another survey vessel completed. Excellent. So what we'll do is we'll just detach this one, assign it to the survey, just rename this to Survey 05, and then give you the standing orders of survey, go to system requiring crab survey, fuel less than 50, probably refuel, resupply and overhaul, and deployment exceeded, refuel, resupply and overhaul. If either one of those goes out, then yeah, just head home, do those things. That should be fine, I hope. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna now just keep on going. I believe. Oh, we just completed automated mines in London. Started a military academy. That's actually really useful because we have been a bit low on researchers. Not that we are doing that much research right now, anyway. But a little bit of researchers, and then also some civilian administrators actually have been missing. Mostly for London itself, if I'm not... Yeah, London itself doesn't have a governor right now. Mostly because it doesn't have the required stats, I think? Maybe. I don't know. Let's put someone with wealth creation... No? It should be automatically assigned, but maybe we just don't have a high enough level. Or everyone that we have a high enough level might be assigned to something else. Wait, it needed to be level 3, right? You've been assigned to a comet. You've been okay, but we do have someone over here that isn't doing anything. Actually, quite a few of them. Been assigned. Okay. I suppose what we can do is civilian administrator, so we can kind of see quickly who's doing something, who isn't. Get the mining and production as the first two over here. So mining, we've got pretty good production. Unfortunately, you're not high enough level. Put this level 3 as the minimum. Because you got 20. I suppose we'll put you in charge of London. There we go. Not necessarily the best one there, but at least they can do the job, and we get a little bit bonuses there. Right, so how many automated mines do we still have lying around in London? 42. Nice. That is pretty much what I expected, to be fair. Okay, so we got our whaler. That's the first one that we have. I didn't actually want to do that. Okay, no, we just need to go to North Sea. Well, we don't technically have to go in here, but I want to check which planet was it that was good for fuel harvesting. Well, this one's not going to run out anytime soon. Of course, we could do closer to the center of the system, like North Sea 3. Not good accessibility, but good large quantity. Or maybe if we go for the center first, A1. That should be relatively close. Within 100 million kilometers. And it has a decent bit of thorium in there. And the accessibility isn't too bad. So yeah, we'll start setting up a production or whaling operation there, so to speak. Right, so let's take the Dolphin, which is our support vessel. Fleets. Ooh, actually, did it go to... There's nothing in there. Where did we put that? Oh, right. I think we need to check from here. Industry, new... Space stations good to survey one? No. Go to shipyard fleet. Okay, so survey 1 might have some... Oh, they're doing overhaul right now. Okay. Had me scared for a moment there. But yes, that is where it is. Right, well, where's the Dolphin again? Movement order, fleets, survey 1, tractor, whaler, go to... right, A1. Detach. Gone. Release tractor ship, there we go. Had to think for a moment there, and then go back to London. You should have still fuel after that. And it's gonna take less than 2 days, okay. Okay, it took actually a bit more than that. Oh, right, because the speed was halved, more or less. Because those harvesters are actually the same size, if I'm not mistaken, as the vessel itself, so of course it has a half speed. Right, I believe at this point we might want to set up a new admin, or naval admin command. That is production, or industrial rather. Create admin North Sea whalers. Whalers in the moon. Carrying harpoon. Right, but this... where is the... Yeah, there you are. So we can rename this into... North Sea Whalers. We'll put a 1 there, just in case. Right, so how long is it gonna take? Will you produce about 200,000 million liters, according to that. Actually, we can probably just check the design. How much? Okay, it says about, yeah, 192,000. Of course, with or the correct captain, that can be increased. And then, well, I suppose, yeah, there's also tech that can increase that. Over time, it will be producing a bit more. Hopefully, anyway. But it's going to take several years for the fuel to be full there, so we can just let that be there for a while, and then every now and then just go and get some of the fuel back. Right, but let's just get to the... There we go, another build cycle, and then we'll just keep on going. Ooh, right, there's a lot of freighters going back and forth. You do going... Channel? Where are they going, actually? Don't know. I mean, they're going through the channel, that's all I know, but are they going... No, they're going for the colony in there. No, not just going through. So that would be Plymouth, right? I believe it is. Indeed. Have a look at the civilian economy. No, wealth and trade. Real quick. So they have surplus consumer electronics, pharmaceuticals, precious metals, and textiles. Ooh. Not massive amount available for export, but a little bit. Then they require a lot of infrastructure, plastics, chemical, civilian transport, and construction materials. Okay, that's not too bad, I'd say. Let's actually have a look. So, Christiansand, what do you have for export? You got consumer electronics, infrastructure. Oh, you actually have infrastructure for sale. Interesting. Then luxury food, pharmaceuticals, and plastics. Oh. And then wines. And what about Orkney? You got chemicals, infrastructure, machinery, precious metals, and recreational drugs. Okay then. And then London has a massive amount of entertainment products, infrastructure, luxury food, and wines. And then... Did I check Christiansand? Some electronics for... I think I did. Well, anyway, they produce some wine there at least. And then Norwegian Sea, we got a new colony in here, but it doesn't actually have a lot of people yet. Yeah, I did start getting infrastructure in here, didn't I? Or did I? I don't know at this point, really. Maybe. Well, anyway, there's some infrastructure in there. Or did I give... No, I didn't put in any demands here either, okay. But the main thing is that there's some infrastructure in here, and I have a feeling that the civilian sector is going to bring in some more at some point. Also, there's going to be a lot of colony ships heading that way, I would assume. Well, let's see what happens next, really. Oh, we got one of the whalers completed again. Okay, that should be assigned to the... Oh, right, to the shipyard fleet. Okay, what I think I'm going to do, for safety reasons, because I think at least before, whenever you tractor a ship, the last ship from a fleet, then it would delete the fleet, but I still want to have the shipyard fleet in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the whaler first out of there, and then we're going to put in the dolphin down here. Go to fleets, whaler 2, tractor the whaler 2, then go to the North Sea whalers and release tractor ships, and then you can return to London, which does have 900 million population already. Man, that's been growing quickly. And there we go. It took 3 days to do the work. And we got the excellent supply class now. Excellent. Let's actually have a look. Should we perhaps upgrade some of the things here? I mean, these are already... Oh, hold on a minute. We've got still 2 Romuluses that are of the old design, although there's not really that massive difference in there, is there? Well, the fire controls are a bit better, so they do have a better accuracy. Because the Romuluses are just survey vessels for the most part. They have a very minimal armament. Enough so that they can actually shoot back once, maybe. But that's about it. Right. Was that rate of fire 15? Okay, so... No, the rate of fire was the same, but I think we got the fire controls to switch around mostly. A bit more extra range. Everything else seems to be the same. Okay, it's not really that difficult then. And then, actually, Seathams, we have built one. Suppose we could make the other one obsolete. Oh, is there a huge difference between these? I don't think there is. I suppose we could make this obsolete. Right, well, I suppose I'm not going to do new ships quite yet. Still going to take a while for all those research to be done. And secondly, I'd rather put in the new engines for the next tier of vehicles, or next generation of vehicles, rather. Cargo Fleet 2 completed order, so what? Oh, right, you were transporting a... Oh, I see, we have a bit of a problem with fuel. in London, namely that there is no fuel. We're producing over 4 million per year, but that's not really a massive amount. And then, I suppose... yeah, that's just a bit low on fuel. Is there anything that we want to... I suppose we don't have the mines in here that we could just put in a couple extra mines there or something else. How many do we still have around, I wonder? Still 42, okay, so it's... well, I suppose it hasn't gone that far ahead yet, has it? The trips take quite a while. Okay, well, what we can do is we can certainly... we've got order templates. What was... more mines to Orkney. I do wonder. Orkney does have a lot of available workers, so might as well. And it does mine, well, a little bit of resources, or at least a large variety of resources. And the stockpiles aren't that bad. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to put in the 500-ton reserve for every resource. May take a few moments to bear with me. What I'm thinking is I will then change the template a little bit, perhaps, where we will be transporting like 5 mines in here, and then at the end of the trip, or like transporting the, or doing 5 trips here rather, and then we'll pick up the extra resource from here at the end of the trip. That should be fairly good, I think. Like, we don't need to be picking up the resource constantly because the amount of resource produced in here isn't that massive yet. On the other hand, we only got 10 manned mines here right now. So with 5, that's already going to be an extra 50%. Which honestly isn't that bad. Anyway, so if we take the thing here, we can remove these 2. And then Orkney, load resources to reserve level. And then go back to London, North Sea, London, unload all minerals, and then refuel. Oh, it's only going to take it 1 year to do that. Not bad. Right, so we'll probably want to create a template out of that. And that would be London, Orkney, 5x mine 2. Okay, so that should be fine. What is this game? This game is called Aurora 4X. It's well, it looks like a lot of spreadsheets, which it is, but it's kind of a space exploration of Space 4X game, as one might kind of figure out from the name, maybe. Not necessarily though, but yeah, it's a very in-depth game. Unfortunately, the graphical is a bit low. Also, the musics are not from this game. There is no sound in this game. It's a music from Stellaris. But yeah, we got ourselves a bit of a empire going on right now. We have a look at the galaxy. We haven't explored all that much yet. And the map is not very pretty, I do admit. But we do have... few places. I've been naming a lot of the systems after various seas and that sort of stuff. But yeah, the game is free to play, but the learning curve is quite massive. So, if you want to play this game, you may want to reserve quite a bit of time to actually learn it. But once you do learn it, it can be quite enjoyable. Right, so we completed the orders. We gave the cargo fleet new orders, so let's just go forward a couple of days. Should be another build cycle done. Not much is happening by the looks of it. Oh, there we go. Oh, we got the Deep Space Tracking Station built at Plymouth, and we started a construction factory there. Excellent. Let's have a look at a little bit at Plymouth. Oh, right. Also, Christensen. We have gotten some resources in here, but we're not actually building anything. Let's have a quick look. Is there anything that we could build, or rather that we have resources for? That'd be nice. Forced labor construction camp. How can you tell what's going on? Well, there is like events are in here. Then of course the screen does tell you information very minimalistically, and then I also have a event screen on the second monitor there that I keep track of, so I can kind of, well, know what's going on, I suppose. And then it's just, I play this game a lot. But yes, is there... Okay, so fuel refinery is something that we could make here. Mine is blown. That is quite a normal reaction, to be fair. Oh, amazing facility, actually. Want to build that. Do we have the resources for the maintenance supplies then? In here we got... No, we don't. We don't have iridium in here. So of the resources, there's 11 types of resources. Uranium is kind of like a steel type of thing, but the resources are all like transnewtonic, so they don't behave like the usual materials would. But yeah, uranium is kind of like a steel. The neutronium is like maybe some sort of hardened steel that is also used in like, but not really ammunition, but like for ships and shipyards and that sort of stuff. And then carbamide is, I don't actually remember, is that the one that is, it might be the one that is used a lot in shields. I might be misremembering. I usually confuse carbamide and boronite between each other. One is for shields and one is for like power plants and that sort of stuff in ships. Then titanium is for missiles, so that's kind of like maybe aluminium type of deal. Then mercasium, I don't actually... Well, I suppose it could be kind of like a biological thing, more like, because it's used a lot in like infrastructure, meaning like living conditions, or like domes and that sort of stuff. Then we got vendrite, which is used a lot in fighters, so small ships and or like tiny ships, I would say, and then ground units. Then thorium is fuel. Iridium is kind of like a used in radars and that sort of stuff, like optics. So I kind of consider it a class type of thing, especially since we're role-playing that we are still in the age of sail. Then corundium is used mostly for mining new things. So it's very useful. And then Gallicite is primarily used for engines. So that's the 11 types of resources that there are. Well, there's also then a few other resources, but those are the minerals that you can mine. And for the maintenance supplies, you need to have duranium, Gallicite, and uridium. We got the first two, but we do not have uridium in here, so we can't actually build maintenance supplies on this planet. On the other hand, we do have a lot of thorium, so what we could do is we could just get a fuel refinery in here in Christiansand. And then, is there any other places that we need to build out actually? Close that. I'm gonna give it a save. I'm gonna use a program that has been made for this game to make it a little bit easier to keep a track on what's going. So we got, well, we got 2 obsolete ships, but that's not really a problem. We got 1 low efficiency population, but it's only 100,000 people yet, so that's to be expected. There's no work for them there, like a government or like industrial work for them. Right, we got a population. Right, that's just that new colony without a governor. Ooh, okay, North Sea Navy and North Sea Whalers do not have commanders yet. I should probably fix that. And then we got 1 research with mismatch project, but can't do much about that right now. Minimize that, and let's have a look at the commanders in here. Naval Admin Command. We need to have a captain, at least for the North Sea Navy. And that would be a captain. Got some survey, that's not necessarily something that we need. Got reaction and survey. Production, intelligence, fighter, okay, not necessarily the best either. Commodore, ooh. Okay, you seem to be pretty good. I'll put you on Navy. I mean, I say good, not necessarily that great to be fair. Still relatively young, 30 years old. Assign you there, and then we need to find someone that has, actually, is it production or mining? think it might be mining. So this Commodore, you got some terraforming and mining. Those are the best that we have, really. So I'll sign that there. And then I think we could just keep on going. New officers, retirement. At 34 age, actually, that's quite young. The overhaul completed of Romulus 2. So that's one of our survey vessels has been undergone some maintenance, I suppose I could say. That's about it. And another survey vessel. And we got another whaler. So I call them whalers, but just ships that can harvest fuel from gas giants, which is quite handy to have. Right, where is the... Right, so that's the whalers. We got apparently 2 ships there, and ooh, with the commander bonuses, they actually do produce a decent bit of fuel there. Of course, each one of these isn't really that great. It's just 4 modules, which is actually a relatively small amount. All in all, but I mean, it's still going to be some extra fuel for us, which I'm not too unhappy about that, really. Cool, right, first things first, let's detach the whaler in there, just so that we still have the shipyard fleet there. Unless that's been fixed, I don't know. Right, but, whaler, tractor. I do admit that the UI on this game is not very good. Like, there's a lot of clicks and that sort of stuff, but that makes it quite difficult. Right, so you take that one, you go to the North Sea Whalers, release tractor ship, and then I suppose you can just go back to London. You don't use a lot of fuel on these trips, so that's fine. Still got about 1/8 of the fuel left, so yeah, that's probably fine. And have we managed to get any... Okay, we got 100,000 or 100,000 liters of fuel right now in this fleet. Actually, probably a little bit more. I doubt much more than that. Actually, can we see... Okay, yeah, it's a little bit more than 100, like 105,000 liters of fuel. Another one there. Overhaul completed on another survey vessel. So how much do we make now? It's, okay, slowly approaching the 1 million in there per year. Right, let's actually take the longer increments here. Now there is an auto turn button that you can just press that and then let the game run on its own. And it, especially early game, it runs really quickly. Once you start having quite a bit of civilian vessels running around doing trade and that sort of stuff, it starts to lag a little bit. It's still not too bad compared to the old version of the game. Right, so we got another whaler completed. Excellent. So let's go ahead and do the same thing that we just did. So detach that and then take the Dolphin, which is our tractor ship, or ship with a tractor beam. It's more of a support ship, like it can resupply or refuel vessels, and also it can throw them away if need be. Right, where is the whaler? I suppose we can just use tractor any ship because there is only one ship there. And then go to the North Sea Whalers, please tractor ships, and go to London. Take 3 days. Oh, right. Wait, did we? Oh, because I click on there. Okay, now it's paused. But yeah, we'll probably use the 5-day increments manual. Okay, so we got another thermal sensor researched, which we call spy classes, of course. And then we started on the anti-missile radar. That should be quite handy to have. Let's actually take a quick look at the components here. I think we can... good spy class at least can be obsoleted. And the excellent spy class. The old versions of them. Because the new ones are better. Take the same amount of crew and stuff. It's going to be slightly more expensive, I think. Not really that massive difference. It's 20% extra cost, I suppose. But that is certainly something that we can handle. Oh, actually, I started thinking, okay, we got some fuel still. I was going to build more survey vessels, but I think right now we just don't have the... Well, frankly, we just don't have the fuel production to actually have a bit more survey vessels, but we'll get more soon enough. Oh, we found some minerals in asteroids. Okay. Not too worried about the asteroids though, unless there's something that has a really massive amount of resources. Otherwise we'll just let the civilian sector mine them out, and we'll either buy the resource from them, or just tax them. Right, the civilians actually constructed another colony ship in the previous increment, just realized. And deployment time exceeded, orders assigned. Right, so that survey vessel is heading back to London. Do the usual stuff, and we got another whaler. Excellent. We can detach that one, and the Dolphin, once again, gets to do a bit of a quick trip here. So the whaler, fracture any ship, and then go to the whalers, release fractured ships, go to London. Oh, right, because the planets do orbit, so sometimes it's a bit Oh, now this is something. In Cyprus, which we're probably going to rename this at some point. Where exactly? Okay, so it is a Venusian. Oh, right. It has quite thick atmosphere, or high pressure atmosphere. So Venusian atmosphere. There's basically 151, well, like a regular atmospheres, which is like how much it is on Earth. So yeah, it's quite thick atmosphere there. There's quite warm temperature there, 481 degrees Celsius. But those resources, 61 million uranium at 0.9. Overall, this is well over 2 accessibility. That's not really bad. That, if we ever need uranium in that sort of amount, we should definitely mine this particular planet. Maybe even if we don't, we should probably still mine it. It's just gonna take some time for us to actually have the cargo vessels spare to actually set up a colony in here. But other than that, it's not really that bad. Not to mention, there's gonna be some planets in here that we will no doubt have proper colonies in. So getting the resources from here to the colony is gonna be relatively easy overall. And then we'll just pick up the minerals that are not needed at the colony. And we'll have, well, a lot of resources, I think. Commander experiences, promotion, because someone died, maybe? No, someone retired, okay. That's only getting a bit more officers now, although we still haven't gotten the next level for the military academy. I mean, we do have a level 2 right now, so that means that we'll get a total of 10 officers or researchers or civilian administrators per year from this planet, which I suppose is not the worst, but could certainly be a lot better. Oh, we actually have some unused construction here. Blimey me. Should have probably picked that one up sooner then. How much are we using sorium right now? We are using... We don't have a massive spare there. Okay, are we still making... Oh wow, we got a massive amount of maintenance supplies here. Oh, 95,000. I think that's enough of that for the time being. We can save a little bit of money. Not that we really have a massive shortage of it. We got still almost 14,000 wealth, and we've been using about, well, with the current speed that we are losing money, we'd still be able to keep it up for a decade, maybe? At least. And it's gonna go up anyway. The wealth generation. That's not really a problem. Right, I think... Do you have more mines? Automated mines, or maybe something else? Let's get another few research facilities. We can never have too much research because we are playing on settings that make research a bit harder. Not necessarily massively harder, but a bit harder. Well, we are running at 1/4 of normal speed, basically, with the research. So we are going to need a lot more labs to actually cover that. Keep up with some of the advancements anyway. Alright, yeah, we're getting the geosurvey equipment, so once we have that, we can start doing ground surveys on planets where it's likely to have good results. And that way we might be able to find some extra minerals in there. But it's going to take probably about another decade, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't check the numbers too carefully, but I'm probably another decade before that's done. Commercial shipyard complex done in London. Now what we are going to be doing is we're going to be taking this one, and we will be increasing the capacity of that to 12,500 tons. It shouldn't be too time consuming. Do we have... No, we're still at about 1 million litres of fuel. We've been using quite a bit of it, to be fair. We are producing over 4 million litres, but I don't think that's going to be quite enough. That's kind of why we are setting up the whalers fleet here, which... Oh, right, because we built the last whaler, or the 5th whaler, that's now done here. So we are producing over 1 million litres of fuel per year. We don't have a massive storage of fuel here yet. But with this speed, it would be taking about 8 years to be fully filled up. So that gives us a decent amount of time to go in there and just pick up the fuel before it's fully filled. These harvesters themselves do not have engines. You can, of course, design a harvester with engines, so you can just set it that whenever it reaches 90%, it will just go back and drop the fuel. And then once it's dropped the fuel, it just goes to a gas giant to harvest more fuel. So there are ways to automate things. But I think what we're going to do is we are just going to send this one to North Sea whalers and refuel from the tankers. It's going to take some time, and then you'll move to London and transfer fuel to Colony. Nope, Dalton completed orders, okay. How much do we have here now? We've got 1.6 million litres. Could be a lot better. Or could be a lot worse, rather. Could also be better, I suppose. Okay, and some of the survey vessels have gone over their deployment time. Means that they should be returning home soon. Shortly. Oh! Now that seems quite good. Look, so it should be this system at least. Ooh. Okay, well, it is nitrogen ammonia. So it's not a very breathable atmosphere, that's for sure. There is water in there. Plenty of it, actually. It's a bit cold. That's not a massive issue in here. It's just mostly the ammonia, I guess. We're going to get rid of the ammonia and put in some oxygen there instead. That would be making this quite a livable planet, actually. And it could fit... Oh, 9.5 billion. That is a lot of people. Also, if we have a look at the minerals in there, my goodness. That is really good minerals there. We've got a massive amount of uranium. Then we've got a little bit of titanium. Good accessibility, but not massive quantity. But above that, we do have a lot of neutronium and carbamide, but really hard to mine. Then same for boronite, mercasium. Vendra is a bit like titanium though, and then thorium. Ooh, that's actually a really good thorium. 10 million and 0.7. Okay, that is really good. And then we got uridium, garandium, gallicite. So is that actually all the resources in there? Is you? Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is. That's every resource in. Okay. Some of them not very high quantities, of course, and most of them don't have high accessibilities, but I think this is probably going to be one of the main planets in this system for us. Well, it's either that or the one with the oxygen, but we don't know what the minerals are in there. And of course, over here, right, it was the... Technically, the oxygen levels are slightly too high. But there's also the fact that it's danger atmosphere, so that's probably carbon dioxide. But even actually, how diameter is fairly small. So in theory, this could be probably could be terraformed rather quickly in comparison. Of course, the terraforming speed is also reduced to 25%, so it's still not that quickly. But hey, ooh, actually, that reminds me. We have been doing some terraforming in... Was it in Christiansand? Yes. How is that going? Okay, we have gotten 0.001 atmospheres of Astucium, which is like a gas that you just put in to increase the temperature without causing any problems. And it has increased a little bit. I'm not entirely sure how big of an impact it's had on the colony cost, though. Probably not particularly big. I think the temperature has risen by about half a degree, maybe 1 degree, something like that. I don't remember the exact numbers. Been a lot on my mind recently. That's not been one of them. Yeah, we got decent find in minerals here in Cyprus. That's actually, how old is this system? Oh, well that would explain it. It's very young. So there's still a massive amount of minerals in here. Excellent. And we got the anti-missile radar. Excellent. And we started on the frigate crow's nest. Okay, so that's an anti-ship radar, but it's a bit bigger than usual. Okay, shipyard modified. So now the naval shipyard that we built rather recently. Oh, and I forgot we had. What did we produce them in London recently? That okay? Well, you know what? I'm just gonna put in some. I don't know, financial centers. I'm putting 25 of those at 20%. After that, we'll put in another 5 whalers, 20%, and space stations go to shipyard fleet. There we go. They're not too expensive, to be fair, so we can build quite a few of them per year, even with the reduced rate. Because we want to be constructing a lot of mines and construction factories at the same time. Now, how many mines do we have at Orkney right now? We've got 15. Ooh. Okay, so that trip has been completed, and they took a lot of mercasium in the meanwhile. Also, we should be getting a nice shipment out of that very soon. And now we're producing almost 400 tons of resources in this planet itself. Is there any in here that we might want to set up a mine? A lot of corundium in there and vendorite. Because that's not too bad. It does produce a bit of neutronium, so that would certainly allow us to set up the... Actually, did we get a mass driver in here? No, we did not. But yeah, we could get a bit more resources into Orkney, that's for sure. Do we have... We don't actually have industry in there. We have plenty of people, so we could get some construction factories in here. And then just get the neutronium from here so we can get more construction factories built. Plus all the other resources. It's just going to be so much easier to pick up from Orkney, I think. This one then, that's really low accessibility, so probably not a good... There is some potential for extra resources in there, but not massively good. This one also has a low chance. Let's see, that is a bit more resources. That's Galasa and uranium. Not massive quantities, but enough for a while to be mined out of there. And then, okay, so there is certainly a lot of things that we could be mining. Ooh. Well, this is interesting. The comet in here, which has neutronium, boronite, and thorium. That accessibility is pretty high, so we might want to set up a mining colony in here instead. But we do need to get a mass driver in Orkney just to receive the resources. That's not really a problem. Let's go back to North Sea in the meanwhile. So we can keep an eye on where is the... Okay, the cargo fleet hasn't arrived here yet, or has it? Oh no, I think it has. Yeah, no, you're actually not doing anything. Okay, so I must have just missed the orders. Okay, well, let's go ahead and load... First we'll take the automated mines first. So take automated mine, go to Arctic Sea. And we'll go to the Comet. Set up a mine there. Then go back to North Sea. And refuel. Repeat this 4 times, so we'll do a total of 5 trips. Then we'll load up a mass driver from here. Take it to Orkney. Then we'll need to go back to London, pick up another mass driver. Some that we need to build more soon, I reckon. And then go to the Comet, unload there, and then you can go back to London and refuel. I don't think we need to resupply. But that way we can get a bit more mining into Orkney, and we'll also be able to pick up some more minerals from there from time to time. Oh, Romulus 2 is a bit low in fuel. Oh no, is there no fuel left? No, there is fuel left in the... So it's just... Okay, it is returning home. It has still 20%, so it should be more than enough. Get in there and refuel. At least in theory. Which way are you going? Oh, right, this is the other one fleet. That was auto-returning home, okay. Was assigned. You're going to London to refuel. Actually, are you going to London to refuel? Is there anything... Oh, no, there's no fuel in London. I see. That might be a problem then. Right. How much fuel do we have at the whalers here? And not a lot, in all fairness. Well, they're going to be complaining about the lack of fuel for a little while then. And that might be partially because the high amount of logistics that we'll be using. Oh, we got our fuel refinery in Christiansand at least. Of course, we don't actually have the station to refuel from here, but well, you know, we can start building up a bit of fuel reserve there. It's not going to be very quick, to be fair. That actually reminds me, so in Plymouth, how much do we have? We've got 4 refineries, but we're not actually producing anything, are we? Should be. Oh, right, I stopped that because everyone's just trying to go in there, refuel, but there was basically nothing in here, so they ended up with the same deal as with London here right now. Okay, fuel production, oh, fuel refinery completed at Plymouth, so that's number 5, so we should be able to produce, there's a little bit more fuel here. Okay, it's about 250,000 liters for fuel. Right, we've got 50%, I suppose what we could, oh right, we are building another contract factory there. How much do we mine thorium? I mean, we don't mine it there, I suppose. Do we mine wherever we mine it? 63 and 6, so that's about 70 tons per year. How much are we? Oh, this refineries are using 120. So we may have a bit of a shortage in there at some point. We'll need to get some more mines in here then. Now the question is, do we go for increasing the... I suppose we could just build some more infrastructure real quick. Put in another 100 at half the capacity. There we go. Okay, so one of the survey vessels is now heading to Plymouth to refuel. Hopefully they don't run out of fuel, because that would be annoying. The cargo fleet has completed orders at London. How bad is the fuel situation? Very. How bad is the fuel situation for the cargo fleet, actually, is the question. Okay, so it did manage to refuel fully. So that's not too bad. Now the question is, do we want to take auto mines into Channel? I suppose we could. Auto template London, Plymouth. Oh right, we can just take regular mines, but no, there's other places in there that we want to take mines into. Right, well let's go to London, load installation, permitted mine. We should go down to 30 automated mines after this, but I'll just quickly check what was the place that we need to put in our mines. Isle of Wight. Well, I suppose that would be good then. So we'll go to the Channel, Isle of Wight, for all installations, go back to North Sea, London, actually, well, you can move to London, just to keep that a bit more equal. If we repeat that 4 times, that's about 700 days, that's 60 billion. How long range do the cargo ships have? 80, okay, so it should be fine. At least it should be. We don't know exactly, but yeah, we'll refuel after that. Just so that it gives a bit more room or time for the server vessels to refuel, because there is... Oh, new shipping line. Okay. It's good to know that the civilian sector is going strong, and we found some more minerals on another planet. This is a moon, technically speaking. Was this one moon 8? Yep, okay, so it is this one. Not too bad colony cost, actually. It doesn't have an atmosphere or water. Rommel, thanks for the resub. 29 months. And long time I sub. Indeed. How you doing, man? Right, so, oh wow, that's a lot of Galicite there. You good? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Then corundium for mines is really good. Just tired as hell. Alright, you had a morning shift there, didn't you? Or did you? That would at least explain the tiredness, I would imagine. Went to the gym after art. Well, that would explain it even more. Well, it's a good thing to go to the gym. I don't, but I can't deny that it's a good thing. Oof, you feel great. Well, that's all that matters, really. Right, so yeah, this is actually really good minerals in here. Relatively colonizable moon as well. Why is there a biggest... Oh, it's just the temperature. I suppose it's a bit warmer than it would be in a sauna, so yeah, I suppose it's... yeah, not the best for this particular moon. But other than that, it's actually pretty good for a mining colony, I reckon. That's the pinnacle of what mine can be. The game is going fairly well. I mean, we're still relatively early on in terms of progress here. But we have been slowly exploring the system or the galaxy. I mean, it's just 9 systems that we currently know, so it's not that massive knowledge of the area yet. That's partially because we've had a lot of problems with fuel, so we haven't been able to explore. But we do actually have the survey vessels named after you. We got the Romulus class. It's just different years attached to it, like when the design was finalized, but yeah, we got a total of 5 Romulus class ships currently doing exploration. You have some survey sensors for both, well, for planets and moons and that sort of stuff for minerals, and then for finding more jump points where to go. You get a ship going through space. Hurting your face off trying to get info. I like that idea. But yeah, it's actually the smallest ship that we currently have. We do have a similar ship, kind of a sister ship, spike class ships that are without the sensors but a bit higher amount of cannons there. Like the armament in Romulus is very minimalistic. It's just, well, technically it's just one weapon, but we roleplay that it's 4 6-pounder cannons. It's very little armaments, but it's enough to fire once at least in a combat. And then the spikes have 4 sets of those, so it's a total of 16 cannons. So we're kind of role-playing this as a sort of a treasure planet-esque kind of setting where like the ships look like ships and we're still going in space and all that sort of stuff, but we're naming the various parts of space after various waters in Earth. There are a lot of alien races in this game. Look, there are alien races. We haven't found any yet, so they haven't been generated. But there are certainly alien races. It's just a bit random when we find them. But so far, we haven't found any. Because there is a way for us to check that real quick if we've actually found a system where they are not. If we save that and use some out-of-game tools, put in. Nope. There hasn't been any. Well, I suppose technically might be some precursors, but I doubt that. Nope, no precursors yet. Let's put that away. We have a look. Is there any warnings right now that we need to be aware of? Population with that. Oh right, still the population in the colony in Norwegian Sea has a bit of population there. But yeah, we haven't found any aliens yet, but there are certainly aliens in the game. Like I've had some games end due to the aliens, some faster than others. Because there's been some overhauls for the ships, so maintenance has been undergone, at least to a certain degree. But apparently we still have quite a bit of lack of fuel, because at least 2 of our survey vessels are just trying to get a refuel and then realize, oh, there's not enough fuel to refuel. Well, we'll try again next build cycle, over and over again. So no one's saying that the survey vessels are smart, but at least they've been doing their work quite well. Civilians got constructed another freighter. Excellent. It is a bit of an issue. I mean, we do have some ships now harvesting fuel from a gas giant. It's just the production rate over there isn't that massive. Although I suppose we could send the port vessel out to get the fuel out of the whalers again. So go there, refuel from stationary tankers, and then go to London and transfer fuel to colony. Yeah, it is slowly resolving. It's just going to take some time. Overhaul completed for another ship. Ship now modified. Oh, right, we added a slipway. Was that for the survey vessels? It was indeed. Oh, right. Have we got on a new survey ship then? No, we have not. Oh, right. We did get the survey 5 at the fairly early in the stream, I suppose. Still planning on expanding the amount of ships quite a bit today, but it's just first we need to fix the fuel issues. Okay, now they're no longer complaining about the lack of fuel, so I think we've averted most of the issue anyway. And we found some more minerals in another moon of the gas giant in here. So that was what, 13? Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad resources, I would say. Like, the quantities are relatively small in the end. That's less than a million tons of resources there, but it's still a little bit. Like, it's not quite this levels where we have over 5 million, actually probably over 6 or 7 million tons of resources, but could certainly be worse. And civilians contract a space liner. Excellent, that's going to give us a lot of tax. Yeah, every little makes a difference. Of course, getting those minerals out of there, we need to get some mines in there first and that sort of stuff, but that's, well, that's actually currently a bit on hold because of lack of fuel. But other than that, yeah, it will certainly be mined out at some point. Let's go to another freighter. It's a good thing that the civilian sector is doing a lot. Actually, how good is the population situation? So, the colony in the Norwegian Sea, which we have not named yet, I thought we could name it Trondheim or something like that. Let's do that. Trondheim, well, it has a little bit of population there. Oh, actually, there is surprisingly much workers there. 200,000, so that would be enough for 4 facilities. Like 4 mines. Actually, 4 mines wouldn't be a bad idea. Because we can mine a massive amount of resources in here. I don't suppose we have any freighters available right now, do we? No, you're busy. You're busy. Let's have a look at the movement order. So, you are going to the... Oh, right, you're dropping the mass drivers now. So we got the mining colony in the Comet now. That's pretty good. In the Arctic Sea. And then this freighter is still transporting automated mines to Isle of Wight. Alright then. And another freighter from the civilians. Man, they're really busy. Oh, and we completed research on the frigate Crow's Nest and started research on the modded spyglass. Excellent. And civilians construct another colony ship. Not that the colony ships have really all that much things to do. Not yet anyway. I mean, we just haven't found that good planets to colonize yet. Of course, we also have relatively limited amount of carry capacity. I'm sure that there will be plenty to colonize in the long run. Right. Oh, I see. Now they're stuck refueling at Plymouth. Excellent. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, I mean, the amount of fuel produced over here is not very high. On the other hand, Isle of Wight is going to be producing a bit more. They've gotten one of the automated mines here, so it's already producing 76 tons of thorium. Of course, we are using quite a bit more than what we are producing right now, so we just need to increase that to at least get to 120 tons, which we should be able to reach soon enough. We'll try to refuel at Plymouth. Oh hey, we got the military academy upgraded at London, and now we've started producing more whalers, so that means that we'll be able to get a lot more, well, a little bit more fuel harvested after those are done. Like, we're building another 5, so that should mean more or less another million liters of fuel produced per year. Which, in the end, if we have a look, London produces how much? 4.3 million. Orkney doesn't produce any. Christensen produces a tiny amount. Plymouth produces 250,000, so that would be 4.5 million plus the million from, so 5.5 million so far. Be 6.5 or maybe 6.6 or 6.7. Because that's not. Oh, hello. Moon 19. Let's have a look at your resources. There's a small chance of finding extra minerals in there. There's Rift Valleys. It does have almost breathable atmosphere. We just need to get rid of the carbon dioxide there, I think, and lower the oxygen amount here. Oh wait, we had a look at this before already, okay. But yeah, this is certainly something that we can colonize, and the resources... Okay, other than uranium, the amount of mining that we can, or the amount of resource that we can get on a yearly basis is not going to be very high unless we bring in a massive amount of mines here. But, like, the uranium is the most used resource, really. Like, it's been used on almost everything, so it's not really that bad. And I think, especially if we start mining from this one, that's also a massive amount of uranium, but, like, if we pool up all the minerals from the system into that planet, then it should have a pretty good amount of resources, and it should be very much colonizable. And terraformable, actually. That should be good. And those two Romulans are just stuck at Plymouth right now. Try to leave, but then they realize, well, we don't actually have fuel to leave, so we should refuel in here. I mean, over time, I'm sure that... Ooh, actually, what I can do... How much fuel do we have at the whalers right now? I don't think we have a lot. No, we don't. Okay, well, we may need to wait for a little bit then. I mean, the fuel production in there is small. It is going to be upgraded at some point. What I'm thinking is we can use the... Actually, how much fuel do we have at London now then? We got less than 1/3 of a million. So not a lot, to put it that way. Is there... No, none of the construction is going to be done all that soon. Ooh, we're going to get our first whaler from the second group here soon. Probably still going to put it at the same... Oh, and yeah, whaler completed. Let's detach that, take the Dolphin. Go for the Whaler 6, structure any ship, go to the North Sea Whalers, restructure ships, then go... Actually, what you can do is you can refuel from stationary tankers, then you can go to the channel, you can drop that fuel into Plymouth, so transfer fuel to Colony, and then go back to North Sea and to London. It can take quite a bit longer than usual, but that is going to give us a bit more fuel, and those at least one of those survey vessels should be able to leave then. Oh, one of them did leave now. Good. Oh, right, one of them started to go to London to refuel instead. Maybe both, actually. We found some minerals on one of the moons. No. That's a lot of coralimite, to be fair. But the total accessibility is 0.2, which is quite terrible for 2 resources. Okay, so how much do we have fuel at Plymouth now? I don't think we brought all that much. 50,000 litres, so that's basically nothing. I suppose it could be worse. The Trondheim, what I think I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put in a civilian economy demand here of mines. Well, demand 5 mines here, and then in London we can put in a supply of 5 mines. It's going to cost us a little bit to have the civilians transport this, but that's not going to cost us any fuel, and that means that we'll get some of the mines transported in there, and we can start getting a bit of production in here, or at least mining going on in here, which means that we'll get a lot of resources in here pulled up while we wait for the place to grow. It will take some time for the ships to actually start picking up the stuff though. I think. Actually. Oh, look, so Trondheim, is there already stuff heading here? There's 2 assigned, okay. We're waiting for another 3. We got another one of the thermal sensors completed. And we started on the small ship radar. Oh, Survey 3 is still waiting at Plymouth, okay. How much are you requiring fuel? Not that much, really. But you're probably trying to... Oh, right, you are actually leaving now. Suppose it could be worse then. And one of the Romulus is supposed to be heading back, I suppose. Made his problem on one of the ships, but luckily the... Oh, no. Wait, that's Whaler 8. How many Whalers have we produced in the meanwhile? I've not noticed. Another 2, okay. Let's detach both of those. Where's the Dolphin? Over here. Oh, you're just still going to London. Okay, well, how about you tractor any ship from there, take it to the Whalers. And tractor any ship from there, take it to the Whalers. And I suppose we can refuel from stationary tankers and transfer fuel to Colony at London. I don't think there's going to be a massive amount of fuel in there. Yeah, well, 400,000 litres is not that small, to be fair. Oh, deployment time exceeded. One of the ships should, or survey should be heading back home soon again. At least in theory. A Dolphin completed order, so that should mean... Yeah, there's no fuel in here, but we are going to be producing 1.7 million litres already here. And we're starting to run out of low-level commanders here that have mining skill. But well. And we still have another 2 ships at Plymouth right now. Hey, we got another whaler. Okay, let's go ahead and transport that over. Detach that. The Dolphin. Do the usual thing. We'll tractor any ship, go to the whalers. Detach ships, and then we'll just move to London. We've just transported the fuel from there, so there's probably not a lot of things to do. Oh, now these are actually going maybe back? Or are they just going back and forth? Yeah, a bit low on fuel, so they might have been going back and forth there. For the most part, just figuring out, okay, we need to get fuel, but there's not in here, but this is the closest place to refuel. Over and over again. I think, okay, they went back to North Sea, so they should be able to refuel? Question mark. Oh, there's only 250,000 litres there. And Plymouth has 18, okay. Not a lot then. Oh right, Christensen does have a little bit. We haven't brought in the refueling station in here. That's probably fine. Actually have a look. How far have we done the survey in Cyprus? So we are at 55% of the geosurveys and of the gravitational survey, aka finding more jump points. We've done about half, because there's a total of 30 locations there, and we surveyed 14 of them. Okay, well, that's not too bad. Oh, and now they're stuck at London trying to refuel. Lovely. Have we got a lot of fuel at the whalers? Not really. We've got a little bit, I suppose, but 300,000, that's not enough. Oh, there we go, we got another whaler. I think we just need to produce a lot more whalers. So what we're going to do is build another 10. Actually, we'll build a 15, so we'll... Oh, not 115, just 15. So we'll have plenty of fuel harvesting going on, so that should allow us to get quite a decent amount of fuel from there. And eventually we'll probably just have a ship going back and forth, the usual, or like cycling through, picking out fuel from various places and dumping it into colonies. That should be good, I suppose. Right, so I didn't actually create that task yet. There we go. That's going to be done... Okay, it's going to take a few years. Oh, and we can... Oh, hello. Completed the research into pebble bed reactor. Let's have a look at the research screen then. I know that we've got quite a bit of extra right now. The problem is that we still don't have a proper engine researcher. We'll just have to use the biology researcher here, which has the highest bonus of the available, or the, well, the idle scientists. So that is actually going to take quite a while to be completed, but at least we can get started on that. Of course, what we can then do is we can redesign our gunpowder storages, also known as power reactors, or power plants rather. But I don't think we need to do that quite yet. I'd rather get the proper researcher for that. Or we'll do those at the same time as we do the engines, I think. That's going to be the next generation of ships. Oh, hey, we got another research lab. I think... Either gonna... Actually, we'll just put it on the research speed, because that's going to be universally tagged on all over. How is the wealth going, by the way? Okay, so we are probably right about at the max wealth that we can have. Almost, almost. We're actually losing a little bit. I'm not entirely sure. Ooh, orbital habitat construction does cost a fair bit there. On a monthly basis, but no, we should be getting money. So it's just we're hitting the max there, for the most part, I think. New scientist. Oh, power and propulsion. Okay, well, let's get rid of this research. Then we'll cancel the project. Power and propulsion. And take the engine tech. Okay, I forgot again. Right. There we go. So it's probably actually going to be slightly slower right now. As soon as that researcher gets some extra bonuses or upgrades to the bonus that they have, that's going to pick up the speed rather quickly, or at least much quicker than the other researcher. Like as soon as it reaches 10%, it's actually going to be faster. Right now it's just 5%, so that may take some time. But I suppose we shall see. Oh, and ship construction, there we go, another whaler. How much do we have here now? We got 600,000 liters. How much can this carry? 4 million. Okay, well, still got plenty of room then. Oh, I didn't realize that we had the number 10 here as well. So we'll detach both of these. And then we'll transport both of those. So first, any ship, whalers, release structure ships. There's so many texts in, or so much text in here that finding the correct one is sometimes a bit difficult. So structure any ship and go to the whalers. And then you should probably refuel actually. And where do we need more fuel? We've got someone waiting at Plymouth again. Not going to be a massive amount of fuel, but yeah, I suppose we'll go to Plymouth. Transfer fuel to Colony. Already 100 days. Okay, so it's another 50 days to get back. Oh boy. Yeah, not the quickest. Wait, what? There's no... Oh, right, yeah, there's so little fuel in Plymouth and London at the same time. Kind of started to be a problem. Well, it's been a problem for a while, to be fair. Oh, okay, how far is the anchor? There we go. Now it's entered the system. We just got the spyglass research done. Right, so we've got 3 labs available. Now, do we put that into... Could just put that all into the research speed, so that's going to be done in 3 years from now. Pretty much exactly 3 years. Probably not the worst idea, because that's going to speed up all research from that on, or almost from there, which would actually be preferable. I think I never actually assigned this. No, I didn't. Okay, retool for Dolphin. You can build haulers and troopers as well. Good. So I think what we're going to do is once we got the... We may want to wait until the whalers are completed. Okay, there's another whaler completed in London, but it's going to take a while before we can actually transport that one, because it's a long trip back and forth here. Okay, 2 of them got refueled enough to move out, and 1 of them is still waiting at Plymouth. Whether that's a good thing, I don't know. Oh, and we got another whaler, number 13. Well, we are going for up to number 25, I suppose, so it's still plenty to construct. One of them returned into Plymouth again. Okay, I think we have a problem there. Are they at least getting their... I don't think they are getting their maintenance done. We got 1 million litres in London now. How about we just stop the fuel refining in here for the time being, because they're not going to get the fuel quickly enough here. They should be heading back to London to do that. At least there's some fuel there, and they can also do the overhaul there at the same time. Construction factory completed at Plymouth. Excellent. Let's have a look. Is there... We got 13 construction factories. How much minerals do we have? We got enough for another 2 construction factories for sure. We'll put 2 in there. Because we can go with the 20%. Oh, modify, but create. There we go. I think once we're done with the infrastructure, we'll just put in extra production for the mines and construction factories. Speaking of which, we do have a lot of corundium. I mean, a lot of corundium. I mean, we are going to be using that, but at the same time, we mine actually 13 there, but 113 there, and 24 in Plymouth. So it's a quite decent chunk of production there for sure, compared to how little there's actually mines. So how close is the Dolphin in here? Has it already reached back home? Maybe it has. Yes, it has. Okay. What you are going to be doing, just take the shipyard fleet tractor. Actually, no. We'll just do shipyard fleet tractor, any ship, and go to whalers, release tractor ship, repeat orders, and then what you... I suppose you could refuel from the tankers and then transfer fuel to colony. That's going to be relatively quick. Oh, cargo fleet 3 completed orders. So what were you doing exactly? I know that you were transporting something. Transported... Oh, right, you were the one that was building up the colony in the Norwegian Sea. Okay, that makes sense. Actually makes a lot of sense. But that kickstarted the colony, so now the civilians should be taking care of the rest there, for the most part anyway. Okay, well you are out of fuel, so I'll just let you sit there for the time being, I think. A suitable destination. Okay. Dolphin completed orders. Let's have a look. So how much do we have? Almost 1 million litres of fuel there. Okay. Could be a lot worse. Someone retired. Okay. Millions got another freighter. Actually, let's take a quick look. How many ships do our shipping lines have? So you got a total of 8 ships. Got a 9, so that's 17, 27, 30, 36, 40, 44 ships. Okay, they got more ships than we do. Well, at least if we don't factor in the whalers, they probably do have more. Are they still trying to refuel at London? Maybe? Maybe not, actually. Oh, and we completed the infrastructure in Plymouth. Okay, so we can transfer some of the production in here. I think we'll put in the construction factory at 60% and the mine at 40%. There we go, so we can speed up the construction a little bit faster. I mean, it's still going to take a while to be completed. That will then allow us to build a bit more. Right, yeah, they do mine everything but titanium in this system. And if I remember correctly, no planet, at least none of the planets that I set up colonies in here, had any titanium. Seems to be the case. Was there? I suppose this might be okay mine at some point, but the total accessibility is only 1. And usually kind of the rule of thumb is that if it's less than 2, then unless it's minerals that you really need, you don't necessarily want to set up a mining colony there, unless there's something like it's easy to colonize, so it's going to be good for something else. But for a mining colony, it's not necessarily worth the effort. And we got another whaler. Right, how many whalers do we have at the shipyard fleet right now? We've got 2. How much do we... Oh, 2.6 million liters per year now. It's picking up speed. That is for sure. Right, well, I suppose I will give you orders to get another ship there. Actually, what I should probably do is detach these again, just so that the shipyard fleet is going to stay intact. Right, whaler, track to any ship, go to the other whalers, drop it there. And how much do we have in here again? 300,000? No, I think we'll just let you go back to London then. Be done in 1 increment. So if we, oh no, I did not mean to start designing missiles yet. If we have a look at the ships now, so we got 3 million liters of production. That's almost as much as London. Well, okay, not quite as much, but not that far off. Oh, but hold on. Oh, we completed the financial centers. Okay. I think what we're going to do, though, is we're going to build another, I don't know, 25 automated mines, just so that we can keep some easy mining colonies going around. And that probably means that Trondheim has now mines. Indeed it does. Probably put in a governor here that does some... I suppose that's probably fine. I'll put in the production there. Put in automated assigned colony. Okay, so we've got someone shipbuilding, population growth, and political reliability. Not quite the traits that I was hoping for. I mean, I can just manually do that as well if need be. Actually... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. With just 5 mines, we're already producing almost 400 tons of resources per year. That's not bad. Even without any government bonuses there. Okay. And the amount of infrastructure isn't too bad. There's room for a little bit more population, but I don't think there's going to be anything sent in here. So how is Christensen doing in terms of... Okay, so we've got another extra 20% into the atmosphere. Still going to be rather slow, and it actually hasn't had that big of an effect on the surface temperature. I think we need to get closer to like 0.1 to have a significant enough. Ooh, but it has lowered the colony cost with 0.001 since the last time, so it has had an effect. A tiny effect at that, but we need to start somewhere. New officers. It's quite useful. And another whaler completed. Detach that. How much do we have at the 1,000 liters already? That's not too bad. I said dolphin. Actually, yeah, we did do that. Fleet, whaler, tractor, specific ship. Oh, road. Tractor, any ship rather. I don't need to click another time somewhere else. Or well, not somewhere else, but I then need to choose the particular ship to transport or tractor beam. And then go to the whalers, release, and refuel from stationary tankers. And then go to London, transfer fuel to colony. There we go. So how much have we got? Ooh. Yeah, we got 2.6 million liters again. That's improvement. Still not great, but it's certainly improvement. The situation what it was before. And Romulus 2, the Survey 2 is low in fuel, but it should be heading home. And there's now going to be at least some fuel to refuel from. That should be under control, I reckon. We are no longer complaining about the low fuel, and another whaler. Alright, fleet, whaler 17. Go to the whalers. You wonder, actually. No, we just went there, so I don't think we'll be able to get more fuel. But oh well, we can at least drop that there and then go back to London. There we go. Retired. I'm not giving too big of a track on who's dying and who's living. Not really that. Oh, actually, it's 1776. If we had colonies in America, we might be slightly concerned. Oh, another whaler. Excellent. How much did we manage to gather in that? Oh, in the period of time that it took to build one of those, we did get the fuel go from basically 0 to almost 1 million liters. Now, that's not a bad rate at this point. Let's detach that. The Dolphin can go ahead and tractor, yeah, another ship. Go to the whalers, release tractor ships, refuel from stationary tankers, and then go to London and transfer fuel to colony. So how much do we have now? We got, ooh, 3.5 million. Okay, so that is actually enough to allow us to get the cargo fleet, whichever it was, this one, start moving again. I think what we'll do is we'll have you refuel. Go like 8. Oh, didn't need to go even 8 hours. Right, so the question is, which colony should we send stuff into? I suppose what I could do is I could start getting the. Got a little bit of fuel here, but at the same time, I don't think it's quite enough. How much are we using the fuel compared to how much we are mining thorium in here? We could get another. But first things first, can we build another construction factory? We can. That's then something that we should do. And after that, we should probably get another fuel refinery, because we do have definitely the resource of that. And then we can start building it or producing a bit more fuel in here. I don't think I want to transport the fuel thingy, refueling station into here quite yet. I think what we'll do though is we will get the cargo hold in here. Or should we get that into, or the cargo shuttle bay rather? Not bay, station. Should we build it in here? At the same time, what we could do is we could certainly bring in more mines into Orkney. And while it's not that massive amount of resources that we get on a yearly basis, but it's relatively easy to colonize. It does have a huge population capacity. Or we could get some construction factories in here, because they do produce most things on their own. That's actually not a terrible idea. Then they can start building their own mines. Right, so that's gonna be what we do. We take construction factories to Orkney. London, load installation, construction factory, Arctic Sea, Orkney, load all installations, North Sea, and move to London. We can just repeat that without refueling at the middle there, I think. And then take London, refuel from colony. There we go. So it's going to take 1 year. Well, actually, it's probably going to take either more or less at the end, but That's the start. Oh, one of the survey vessels is a bit low on fuel. Oh, right. Right there. There's the screen. Survey number 3. So, at least one got an overhaul done. I'm pretty sure that... Oh! No, well, I should be getting to home rather soon. There we go. It should be refuel. We've still got 1.9 million liters of fuel. How much do we have at the whalers now? Not that much yet. Sure that we'll get some eventually. Wait, the ship in channel. Oh wow, that is really low. That may be an issue. Now, do we have a gas giant in here that would be good for harvesting fuel? We do have at least that one, which isn't too bad. Or... oh right, we didn't actually survey the others there. Okay, so we do have a gas giant in here that we could certainly start putting in a little bit of harvesters. And then we'd start transporting the fuel from these into Plymouth itself. To increase the amount of fuel that we have there. That might be something we can do. Another thing that we should probably do is build another tanker, quite frankly. Or another support ship, so that support ship can then just start doing the fuel runs while the other one is still doing the... well, the towing. That's probably not a bad call, to be fair. Right, so we're gonna wait to get one more whaler to... North Sea. Oh, how could I have missed that easy word? Oh well, anyway. Just wait for a little bit then. How low is this fuel? It's running really low. I think it can reach back home within time, or can it? At 3% right now. 1.1%. Oh no. Probably gonna run out, isn't it? If we take 1 day increments, how bad is the fuel situation there? It's 0% right now. It's basically out. Hold on. The fuel listed here. Ah, you got 200 liters of fuel. Okay, well that's going to be an issue. Luckily the Dolphin should be here. Yes, it is. Why don't you go to the whalers, refuel from stationary tankers, and then go to... oh, right. Survey 1, I'm gonna have to take your standing orders away. I'm gonna have to take your moving orders away, so that you don't start complaining about lack of fuel and pausing the game constantly. So you'll do that, and the Dolphin can then go to the Survey 1, move 2. It's gonna take some days. Now the support vessel is going to meet up the Survey 1. There we go. So now, how much do you have fuel? 1.1 million. How much does the survey vessel take? Quite a bit. Well, where is the Dolphin here? There you are. So refuel from stationary tankers, and then you can go to London, probably refuel, resupply, and then do your overhaul. And we'll give you new orders once you're done with the overhaul, which is probably going to take some time. There we go. So now the Dolphin can move back home, I guess. But there's not much else that you can do. Go to London. Oh, actually, there is something that you can do. But I suppose we'd have to separate the whalers from there. You know what, we'll just let it be for now. For a little bit. Okay, survey has returned to London. A bit longer increments, actually. Right, so the Dolphin has returned home as well. Should be getting a new ship soon, I reckon. To harvest it. Oh, and Romulus 3, so survey 5 actually is returning home. It does have 18% fuel, so it should be able to get home without problems. At least I assume. There we go, Whaler 20 has been completed, so let's go ahead and detach these two. And take the Dolphin. Tractor ship. And go to the whalers. Release tractor ships. Ship and then go back to the whalers. Then you can probably refuel and then go to London and transfer fuel to Colony. How much fuel do we actually have? Still 1.7 million. Okay, so it's not very high, but it's better than nothing for sure. You know what? It is high enough so that I think we need to get the second dolphin up. Or, actually, what we can do is we can refit the old one. Because that's going to get dolphin to that one. It's going to take actually surprisingly long. That's fine. Because that's going to make it a bit more fuel efficient. And I think that's certainly what we need. It's only going to be like 10% more fuel efficient, but hey, it's still 10% more fuel efficient. Another whaler completed. Of course, oh, and we built another lab. Excellent. How far are we into? Ooh, less than a year away from the research speed being completed. But I'll just add in another research lab there to speed it up a little bit more. At this stage, it's not going to be having that huge impact on the speed, like with just one extra. But it's still something. But that's the survey 5. Did the survey 1? No, it's still undergoing overhaul. Well, let's keep on going then. Oh, another whaler completed. Excellent. Now already 2. Beans constructed a ship. I believe it was a colony ship. And then, yeah, this. Oh, cargo fleet 3 completed orders. Which one you were going to coordinate getting the construction factories there? Indeed, you were. Right. Well, what we can do now is get some more mines, really. We'll start with 2, because we know that we can afford that. And that's going to increase the amount of production that we can do. Well, at least mining. I mean, it's actually mostly mercasium there. Although over here we do get the thorium, and boronite, and neutronium. Okay, so that's where we get the neutronium. Oh, well, would get that if we were actually transferring the resources. Now we should be getting that there. But we can actually start increasing the production in here as well over time. That's actually rather useful. Oh, but I didn't... Right, I didn't pick up the resource from there. I suppose what I can do, since we do have the order template, is just take the mines in there and pick up the minerals. It's going to take some time. Oh, another whaler completed. We need to wait until December for the... what's it called? The refit to be done. But we're getting there rather soon, I reckon. Other whalers, we've got 4 of the whalers already. There we go, ship refit done. Right, so now what we need to do is we probably need to figure out a... Please, ooh, right, you got a bit of extra fuel capacity in there. Oh, wait a minute. Is the later design not a... No, it's supposed to be a tanker. I suppose it... Oh, no, yeah. While being built, it probably... Or refit it, it probably refilled that. It didn't check if it's a tanker or not. That's probably not intended. Well, how about you just transfer your fuel to Colony, then? Didn't take too long, right? Probably going to take several days because it was quite full. There we go. Now it's done. How much do we have? We got 3 million liters. That's still not a massive buffer, though. Let's take a quick look at the whalers in here. So we got 2.2 million. Oh, right now we should probably build the dolphin in here. Construct. I'll just put into, I don't know, cargo fleet. We'll use components if we have any. I don't think we do, though. So it's going to take about 2 years to be done. But well, it's still probably worth it. Yeah, it's going to be about 2 years. Then we're going to have regular trips with the Spoiler. Also, I think another thing that we should do is, where is the mineral shipping here? Because you're going back and forth. Let's actually... Don't cycle your moves and don't go to channel. Like, just refuel at London and that will give you new orders. I want to be able to go to probably Orkney and Kristiansand as well, pick up the resources one after another. Just be cycling around. It should be still large enough capacity. I mean, it's still going to be like dropping everything at London after everyone. Or every time that it goes there, so it's actually not that bad of a deal. So need to stop that one as soon as we can. New ground officer, low fuel on survey 4, okay. It should have enough to get home though. Still 11% and it's... Well, yeah, it's almost there. Oh, gunpoint ejected. Excellent. I wonder how many there's actually going to be. And this is Cyprus, so this is the place where we have found a lot of good resources. Now, it remains to be seen how good is it going to be for us. Right, but over here, we'll just take all of these, detach. Probably, yeah, I can stay as that. Wonder, so the Dolphin completed orders. You're no longer refitting. You have a higher speed now, so that's nice. I think what we're going to do is you are going to go to the Shipyard Fleet 2, tractor any ship, go to the channel. Now I need to remember which planet was it there that is the actual gas giant. It was A6. I see. Well, we've got a lot of colonies around that gas giant anyway. Yeah, A6. Extract your ships. Then go back to... I wonder, is this going to have enough range for all of this? I don't know. Anyway, go to North Sea. I suppose what we can do over here is you can go to the whalers. You can refuel from stationary tankers every time you go there, and then just repeat this 4 times. Then go to London and transfer fuel to colony. Whatever you have extra there at that point. And by then we should have enough... Well, we should have the second tanker already, so that can start doing the regular trips then. Construction factory completed at Kristiansand. We started another fuel refinery there. Excellent. And we completed the research on the research speed. Excellent. I suppose I could speed up the... No, it's actually not that high level yet. Put in 2 labs on the geosurvey equipment. Now that's going to speed up a little bit, and then... Let's see, what would be the most... Actually, the shipyard operation time and cost saving wouldn't be a bad one. Put in maybe 3 research on that, and then I think... Either logistics... Or actually, I suppose biology, if we were to get the faster terraforming rate, that wouldn't be too bad either. That would be an extra 25% to the speed. The other hand, we got no one doing the... Oh, hold on a minute. We have no one that could be doing it. Okay. Well, I mean, we can just switch the fields if need be. Have a look. So if we were to get the bigger railguns, or the railgun launch velocity actually. Let's do that. I mean, we're not going to be using railguns as the primary weapon for the most part. It's going to be the carronades, but having a bit longer range railguns probably wouldn't hurt. Not in the long run, anyway. On the other hand, there's probably some things in logistics that we will need, like the ultra-large fuel storage. Actually, did we get very large already? Did we already have that? Have a look at the support vessel. So you got large, but you don't have very large. So that means yeah, we can switch those around quite a bit, and that's going to make it a lot cheaper vessel, I think. Like, one of the... Oh, right, it can't be modified. The large ones cost 5. The very large cost 10. But it's worth the size of 4 large ones. So we half the cost for... Yeah, we can just replace that with 4 regular ones. Or rather, 4 very large ones. And that's going to halve the cost of the fuel tankers. If we have a look at the miscellaneous, actually, or components, rather, the large fuel storage is 30% of the cost, so it's going to be reducing the total, well, yeah. Only taking about 6 or 7% of the total cost of the ship. That's not too bad. I mean, it's not like a massive savings there, of course, but it's certainly worth it, I would assume. Especially since I don't think that support vessel is going to be in combat, so I mean, it does have a bit of extra armor though. But yeah, I don't... Oh, right. The mineral shipping has completed orders. Right, so we'll just give you new... Ooh. Oh, right, you tractor ship. Bring that ship right now. Okay, so where is the thing that I wanted to do? The mineral shipping, yes. So what you need to do is you need to go to the channel. You'll need to go to Plymouth and unload minerals to reserve levels. And go to the North Sea, go to London, unload all minerals and refuel. Oh, actually, just to make sure, I'm pretty sure that one of these does not have the reserve set, and it's probably this one actually. Yeah. Okay, well, let's put these 500 again. It's like a large enough buffer that it's not going to run out of resources immediately if there's some problems, but at the same time, it doesn't stockpile too big stuff there and then have the capital starving for resources. There we go. So we got those reserve levels set, and I believe that Orkney we had, yeah, Orkney we had set already. Is there? Because Trondheim might be something that we can also put in those if we want to. Hold on. Before we do that, let's actually pull that to the other side. So Norwegian Sea would be on the Arctic Sea, so we can do that on the same trip, I suppose. Okay, so I suppose we'll put in the Trondheim. I mean, right now it's not going to have any extra, but later on it will. It's actually not going to take that long. It's just a matter of, well, it's going to be a few years. Of course, once we get a bit more mines in here, then not really a problem, is it? There we go. So now we don't need to worry about that. We can go to... I suppose we'll pick up the resources at Orkney first, and then we'll go to Trondheim, pick up the resources there, and then we're going to go back to London. So, you went to North Sea, now let's go to Arctic Sea, Orkney, minerals to reserve levels, then go to Norwegian Sea, Trondheim. Ooh. I suppose it's going to get Trondheim a bit more resources as well, so it's not that bad of a thing, I suppose. Although I think it's actually better to do it the other way around, so let's remove these. Go to Norwegian Sea first. Trondheim, load the minerals and I'll load minerals, then go to Arctic Sea. Then go to Orkney and unload and load the minerals. Then go back to North Sea. Unload all minerals and refuel, and then go to Skagerrak. Go to Kristiansand, load minerals to reserve level, and then go to North Sea again, and then London, unload all minerals and refuel, and then we can cycle that. So it's going to be 500 and, well, a bit more than 500 day cycle. Of course, once we get the better engines and refit this ship, then it's going to be a bit better. Actually, let's create this into a template. Well, actually, we'll call it Mineral Run 1. Or 1. So that we'll have a few there. Right. And I suppose we could get rid of the... Well, no, I don't think we need to get rid of that one necessarily. Yes, we can get rid of that one because we'll now have someone doing the regular trips. We don't need to pick up the resources especially. We'll delete that one. Yeah, there we go. That should be sorted out. And have we got on any of the ships drop at the channel yet? I do wonder. Doesn't look like we have. It should be go to the center, right? I believe it should. Maybe. Oh, right, they're using the shortcut there for the time being, anyway. So civilians constructed a colony ship and then they scrapped one of the older ones. I mean, I suppose that's good. Ooh, construction factory completed at Plymouth. Right, and then they're not building anything else right now. Oh, and oh wow, Plymouth's population has exploded a little bit. Alright then. Now I do wonder. We've got a lot of work, a lot more stuff building in here, but yeah, we got the construction factories. Do we have enough resources for another construction factory right now? I think we got enough for another 2 actually. We'll put 2 underway. Put those on probably the 60% actually, because the civilian shipping has been bringing a lot of infrastructure in here. Actually 3,600 already, man. That is quite a few. Then we could actually build a terraforming installation. It's going to be quite a lot of work though, so it's probably not a wise idea to do quite yet right now. It's just probably better idea to increase the resource production and the construction speed. Go along with that. Or maybe the other way around, to build up the construction speed and keep the resource production good enough to keep up with that. That should help at least a little bit with the potential issues. How is the fuel production right now? We've got 4 million in London. That's not too bad. I don't suppose we've gotten any of the ships. No, we got one of the whalers dropped off. For the channel whalers, 1. Put that under the whalers. Or actually, we'll probably need to rename this one at some point, but we'll go with that for the time being. Yeah, we'll want to start putting more and more of the whalers under here, and it is supposed to be producing fuel, but I don't think it's got any produced yet, or has it? Not as far as I can tell. Making sure that they are actually orbiting the right one. No, they're not. Crap. It should be number 8, not 6. Okay, well, we'll get them gathered up there anyway. I suppose. Or I don't think I can actually move ships there. Wait, the Space Master mode, but oh well. I suppose this will have to do. At least it's in the correct system. It's just not in the... Well, actually, it's not that big of a distance right now. It's going to take some time for it to cycle around, right? Yeah, it's not moving that fast. Let's go to another colony ship. Alright then. Oh, and Cargo Fleet 3 has completed orders. Right, do we have any more terraforming installations, by the way? No, we do not. Do we have more mass drivers? We got 5, so we can technically move 4 of those away. And still be mostly fine. So I think at this point we may want to start the maintenance production again. Oh, so we got about 1 year's worth of fuel out here right now. That's nice. Really nice. But yeah, most of the problems have been associated right now. It's quite nice. I'm guessing, well, Plymouth is not really producing fuel right now, is it? And how much would we be able to produce? Yeah, still the 250,000. Not really a lot. If we have a look at the... How much is it going to be? 126. How much do we produce in here? 126. We wouldn't be losing thorium. Actually, slowly gaining it still with that. But as soon as we do that, there is going to be some A lot of the survey vessels around here are just going to try to get in there, and it's not going to work for them. Probably best if we don't produce the fuel at Plymouth right now, until we get the whaler set up correctly. I wonder. Technically, it doesn't have a speed, but it can move. At least in theory. Okay, 20,000 days. That's maybe not a wise idea then. I mean, we would spend a lot of time, but not quite that sort of time. How is the survey of, not Bay of Biscay actually, it should be the Celtic Sea, or rather the, was it Cyprus? Okay, there's still a little bit to survey in there, but mostly has been surveyed now. What did they say about, right, so this was okay, what about this one? A little bit of resources, but not quite that much. And there's one of the Super Jovians still, well, the Super Jovian to survey. Okay. Because we surveyed this, I mean, then we're going to have to start figuring out some other systems to survey, and I think we should start surveying ahead from Skagerrak. Was it Kattegat? One or the other. Mine completed in Plymouth. Ooh. Right, so I suppose what I could do is how many... Yeah, we're going to easily build more mines here. How many do we have right now? We've got 20, so we'll just build another 5 at 40%. That should be fine, right? How much do we actually mine neutronium in here? So that's 26. Only 26 per year. Oh. That isn't all that much. We are still going to be using about 80 or something like that of that for the construction factory, so yeah, it's not going to be particularly high stockpiles, so we really need to increase the production there, or the mining rather. And are you actually going to be making home? I got close. No, I don't think you'll be getting there. 4%, so 50,000 litres. Oh, right. Do we still have... We got the survey 1 here still. Okay, so we can actually give that some custom orders. Or rather, just put in the regular ones. Do actually all of that at the same time. Right, but I want you to go to Skagerrak and go to the Unexport 1. I want to find some new systems. How far did you get? Got really close. Not close enough. What you're going to do is I'm going to remove that order, and I'm going to remove all your conditional or standing orders. I know that you will be complaining about the lack of fuel, but you didn't run out of fuel. There we go. We found... Oh, Falklands. Okay, so what do we have here? We got some somewhat colonizable planet. It's a bit cold system. Although, wow. There's 3 gas giants, all without moons. And there's 1 terrestrial planet with a lot of moons. Now, if we are lucky, there might be a lot of thorium in here, which means a lot of fuel for this corner of the area, but I think we might want to call this something else than Falkland. I'm not entirely sure yet. I kind of want to know what this system and the other system that we can link up with Skagerrak to are going to be before I name them. Right, so how long does the Dolphin still have things to do? Oh, wow. Oh, did the whalers in North Sea... Oh, yeah, you have had quite a bit of fuel in there. Okay. That would explain why the Dolphin has a lot of fuel around there. It's still going to take 700 days. Well, probably not quite that much, but it's going to take a significant amount of days to actually get that towing down, and it's not even going to the correct place, which is a bit of an issue. Okay, production fuel refinery completed at Kristiansand. So that means that they are producing a bit more fuel. Still relatively small amounts, so can we make a terraforming installation? We can. Although it would be very expensive and time consuming, but in theory we could. Not mines, no, we don't have corundium here, so no mining. Or mine building anyway. Other resources that we are getting. Oh right, we don't have iridium here either. Okay. Honestly, the selection of resources is rather small. I think we're just going to build on a terraforming installation. It's going to... not modify, create. It's going to take a long while to build. But once that's done, we should have at least a bit more minerals to use to increase the construction speed and all that. And we can always just transport more things in here. That's not really a problem. It's just going to take some time. Actually, speaking of transporting things, you are not doing anything. You could actually refuel, I reckon. Order templates. So what do we have? Infrastructure, mines. Okay, so we don't actually have that many. Right. Well, I suppose what I could do is I could just take construction factories from London, taking that to Kristiansand to speed up the production of the terraforming installation. Then you can refuel there and repeat that 4 times. It'll take quite a while. And is this... oh yeah, that is idle. Here's what I could do with this one. Either get more mines somewhere. Do you know what? Let's probably do that. We'll take that. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be the best or not. But yeah, it's going to take 800 days. Okay, so what do we actually mine in there? Skagerrak, A2. Okay, yeah, this is actually a really good place for mining. It doesn't provide any neutronium or anything like that. But a lot of thorium, calcite, mercasium, boronite, titanium, and uranium. But yeah, that's actually a really good place for mining. It's going to increase the... well, it's... I mean, considering that it's going to be doubling the amount of resources in here. Alborg, or minerals mined there, but like the entire system, it's going to be... meaning that Kristiansand is going to be producing only 10% of the resources produced in the system. I suppose it's okay. Or in other words, it's going to be producing... those 5 mines are going to be producing 5 times as much resources in Aalborg and as they would be in Kristiansand, or as what the mines in Kristiansand are doing. So that's actually quite impressive, to admit. Oh, we got... right, that's been complaining for a long while. This one's in the Celtic Sea. It needs to go through the channel. That's going to be quite tricky. It may run out of fuel. Oh, you're taking the shortcut there, but is that going to be enough, I wonder? I don't know. Well, you're now there. But you're now at 9% fuel. I don't think that's going to be enough. You did exit into North Sea at least. That's a long way to go. You get about the same distance as... well, actually, you get maybe a little bit closer. How much do you have fuel now, I do wonder? Right, we need to actually select the ship here. 35,000 liters. I'm gonna give it a try. It might run out of fuel, or just... nope. They actually managed to get there. Excellent. Oh, and we got another inactive lab, so that means that we just completed another one. Right, do we go for the railguns for the ship operation, or is there anything in here that we need? I suppose we could also just start leveling up the logistic researcher a little bit. So, for example, well, the colonization cost is going to be so expensive and time-consuming that I'd rather not do that, but the maintenance is probably not a bad idea. Means that we're going to have a bit bigger fleet without problems. Or without massive problems anyway. Oh, didn't realise we got that much there. We could actually get some maintenance facilities again. Get another 5 first. Also, what else should we do? We're building the automated... Oh, right, we completed the mines at some point. Oh, that was a few days ago, actually. Not that long ago. I think we'll just build another... We could build 50 mines, but after that, I think we are going to have some problems in the mine construction business. I mean, we are going to be using so much minerals. Yeah, 50 mines, and then... What do we want to build? Could get a bit more fuel harvesters, I suppose, or fuel refineries. Right, but I wanted to get the maintenance facility first. Get 5 of those. I suppose we could get another few key space tracking stations. I mean, I'm still yet to actually transport those around. And we got pretty decent tracking strength at London right now. I actually wonder. If we have a look at London and display. So passive signature 1000. We can. It's probably pretty far away. 1000 would be like a relatively large ship, like a combat ship, which would be relatively quick actually as well. But yeah, we can spot enemies approaching the, well, London at least, relatively far. Probably not much other places, to be fair. Right, so did I put in everything there? I did. And then we are now researching. Good. Yeah, it is good that we can spot things a bit further away. Right, so how good is the fuel situation in the North Sea whalers now? And they got 2.5 million litres there, wow. It does pick up, oh right, yeah, they're producing 4 million, so it's about as much as London is producing. Without taking the need for extra workers. And at the same time, those ships actually cost some maintenance. Not massive maintenance, I suppose, but a little bit. Actually, do they cost? I'm not certain. Oh, that's still going through... Well, where are you? Channel, okay. Right, so taking the shortcut as well, you might just about be able to get home. Just about. 50... Oh yeah, that one will get home, I think. Gonna cut a little bit close. Hopefully the other one is still waiting for the... How long is it going to take for the dolphin to do its job still? It's carrying the second last. Still going to be hundreds of days. Oh well, actually we got a new dolphin, and does the dolphin full fuel? Nope, it does not. That's actually fine. Right, so we'll just detach you. Put you into the logistics. We'll probably rename this into just Dolphin 02. And then what you can do is you can go to the North Sea whalers, refuel from stationary tankers, then go to the... Which survey was it that is currently low? Survey 3. Move to that one. Should be done with the orders rather soon. Oh, we got the maintenance facilities completed at London. Right, well that didn't take too long then. There we go. And now the survey 3. Ooh, deployment time is already at 20 months, whereas they got like food for, or they're supposed to be out for 12 months. There's a bit of extra time spent there, right? But you should definitely refuel from that one. Then you can go to London, refuel, resupply, and begin your overhaul. Should be fine. And now I believe that dolphin is free to go, so to speak. So what you can do is you can just go to London, transfer fuel colony. Then I suppose what you can do is you can go to the channel and go to the channel A6, and then I'll give you orders to get ships into the correct location. It's going to take some time, of course, but Survey 3 has returned to London. Excellent. It's going to take a while before it's ready to go out again. New scientists, alright. A quick look at the other program again to check if we need to do anything in particular. Okay, we've got 2 naval administrations without a commander. Logistics would actually be really good, and the survey, also command, kind of could be useful to fill that one up again, and the British Empire Navy, I suppose, would be useful. Still for obsolete class. Oh, Seetham class, right. Let's start with the admin commands real quick. So, I think we're just gonna go with the highest ranking officer here for the main one, which would be Vice Admiral. That's already assigned. Okay, well, you got pretty good stuff, so you can probably go for the British. You just about got the rank for that as well. Or the British Empire Navy. Then logistics, let's have a look. Do we have any good logistics? And that can actually be a bit lower rank. That would be commander rank, actually. Okay, well, this logistics is down here, so you'll get control of that. And we're going to raise that back to captain. And then we'll go for survey. That's a commodore with pretty good bonuses, so yeah, sure, you can go for the survey. And then North Sea Command, what is the... It needs to be a commodore or higher. So let's have a look. Well, you got pretty good crew training, some reaction and survey, political reliability. Action, yeah, you know what, you can take the North Sea Command. There we go, so now we filled those, and hold on. Okay. What's the other complaint that there was? Shipyard, right. Go ahead and fix that. So the Seetham class, I mean, we can retool this with the new Seetham. It's basically going to be done within a month. That's not really a problem. There we go, should be modified. Now, how much fuel do we have? Ooh, almost 6.5 million. Okay, so that's quite an improvement to the what we had earlier. How about we build another survey vessel then? Just go to survey fleet. There we go. Rumblers use components, so that should actually be a little bit faster. It'll be done in December this year. Okay, so a bit less than a year then. Consider that we are currently in January. Overhaul completed on one of the survey vessels here. Was this one of the... No, it was the Survey 3 that I gave manual orders, and you are almost done with the overhaul. We will still need to wait. Okay, is that... Oh, right, did the ship get to the... I'm sure it did. Yeah, it did. Right, well, what do we have there? We got the Channel Whalers, and then quite a few others. Right, but let's take the Channel Whalers first. Structure any ship. So we need to go to the number 8 instead. Please structure ships. Then structure any ship. Restructure ships. And over and over. Then there's the 4th one. Wait, no. I gave the wrong order there. Right, so that one, structure any ship, there we go. And then go back there. Restructure ships. And then we'll figure out what's to do. It's actually not going to take all that long of time, so that's nice. Oh, apparently the civilians got another colony ship and scrapped one of the older ones. How close are you getting to home? Not that far away, I think you'll be fine. Hope you'll be fine. I think you did get there, yeah. Did you? Oh yeah, you did. 35 has returned to London, excellent. If we have a look at the channel, did we drop anything? No, we're still taking the first ship into there. Oh, and construction factory completed at Plymouth. Let's have a look at the productions there then. We do have a massive population there. Well, I mean, I suppose we can just increase the population a little bit further. Just to have something for the civilians to do. On the other hand, Trondheim is kind of starving for stuff because that's further away, so you know what? I will make this into a stable, like not a source or destination for colonists. Right, I wanted to check something, but oh right, Plymouth. Construction. Yeah, do we have the resources for constructing another? Not really. I don't think we'll have a massive amount of fuel refineries either. Like, we got 5 of them. We could get terraforming installation. Start making this more livable. We got on the... We do have a tracking station here. Actually, over here, some maintenance facilities might not be a bad idea, assuming that we got the... Ooh, right, it takes neutronium. Now, that's a problem. Or we could just get some more infrastructure. It would be a quite easy thing to do. Also, get 100 more at 20%. Of course, we already have quite a large amount of infrastructure and not really that much required right now. Here, there's more than plenty people or workers in here for pretty much all our needs right now. Construction factory still waiting for some resources. I suppose we could make one more. At 40%, that should give enough time for the resources to be mined out. Or more resources to be mined. Get that, and if need be, we can just increase the mine production for a while, because I'm sure that we'll have the... Well, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, we do have a bit of... Okay, yeah, no, we have plenty of currently in production on a yearly basis. Never mind, nothing to worry about. In that regard, anyway. Because we've got the first whaler there, and that should be providing a decent chunk of... Well, it's a little bit fuel. Oh, and we got the geosurvey equipment. Excellent. So now we'll need to design some ground units to use them, but that's still an improvement, for sure. Construction equipment might not be bad after that one. Right, well, let's redesign the unit first. So, it's probably going to be... Oh, right, it needs to be a medium vehicle, doesn't it? And then geosurvey equipment and another geosurvey equipment. Do we need armor for it? I don't think we do. It's just going to make it more expensive. It's going to be non-combat unit anyway. We'll name it Geosurvey Team. And we'll create the research. It's actually going to cost, or take some time to serve, or research rather, so... Yeah, we'll probably start doing that immediately. It is going to be done within a year, and after that we can put in the construction equipment, I think, to the queue. That's also going to take a long while to be made, but oh well. At least we can get started, and then once we got that, we can build a couple teams, or we can maybe, could make a geosurvey battalion. That would probably be easy, because that's large enough for the transport, or troop transport ship to transport over. Speaking of which, we should be able to take this one and then refit the trooper into the updated trooper. Probably going to take some time, but that's fine. There we go, so now we've got 2 whalers of it there. I think what we'll do is we'll just drag you in there and delete that fleet, not detach. Delete. And then we're going to rename this to the Channel Whalers 1. That should be good. So this is going to be producing probably about 1 million liters in the end. Maybe not quite that much, but it shouldn't be that far off once we get all the ships in there. Oh. Well, we did find some thorium in the Falklands, that's for sure. The first one in there, well, okay, that was the second planet that we surveyed there. But it did have about 2.4 million thorium. That means about 5 billion liters of fuel. That's gonna be enough for quite a bit of a fleet. And it's probably not the only source of thorium in this system. Although, I suppose we'll find... Ooh, hold on a minute. The Survey 3 has completed overhaul, and of course it doesn't have any orders to do, so what we should probably do is give the survey, or give the regular orders again. And then I think what I want you to do is go to the unexplored over there. It'd be too big of a deal, or too hard anyway. Oh, right, this is the Skagerrak, or rather the Falklands right now, as it's called. Not going to be the final name. Right, okay, oh, there's quite a few stars in here. Are those far away from each other? Not really. That's orbiting the primary star. The other one, oh wow, these are actually all relatively close. So you got 2 planets. One is quite warm, the other one is a bit colder. Also low gravity. And over here, ooh, got a bit of atmosphere there. Relatively old system though, so there's probably not going to be that massive resources, but I'm pretty sure that the Venusian planet over here will have something. Although it does, yeah, it's quite high atmosphere, or atmospheric pressure there. And then the third star doesn't have anything orbiting it. There's also 3 comets on the primary. Right then. Yeah, this is actually a relatively small system. Almost 1 completed overhaul. Excellent. Survey 1 should be out and about again. Look at the... So we know these 2. Also, it's worth pointing out, again, it's probably not that visible in here, but if we have a look at the icons, so we got the ships replaced with a tall ship, or like an Age of Sail ship. I actually did that. Well, I found the picture from the internet and then just did that into a icon. Then of course the station icon is just a port from Empire Total War, I believe. And oh, yeah, found even more thorium in here. Now this time 3.5 million at 0.9. So that's also going to be about 7 billion liters of fuel. Which that means that there's close to 12 billion liters in this system. And this is also not a particularly large system. At least those gas giants are really close to each other. That's going to be a lot of harvesting that we can do there. Oh, thorium on one of the comets in Guernsey. I think that's might be not too far off how it's pronounced. And the Dolphin one has finally completed its orders. Oh, right, we did get the final... Yeah, so we don't actually have any... They're called... fuel harvesters in production right now. Oh, right, and the Dolphin up here has completed orders, so what you need to do is just... Go pick up that one. Tractor, well, any ship really, and then go to Channel Whalers and release tractor ships, and then refuel from the tankers. And then what we'll do is we'll just combine the fleets that we have still there. Where is the... Right, still in here. We're going to delete that one. Delete the other one. Move this into the production. I wonder, how long a range does this have? It does... Okay, so the harvesting in the channel is within the reach. That... We might want to build a naval headquarters. Come to think of it, because that's going to allow us to reach a bit further with the bonuses from the commanders. Oh, and we found some resources on one of the planets there. Nothing massive, but it's still resources. Oh, there's some space liners going back and forth here. From Plymouth and presumably London. Oh, and more minerals in Falklands. That's actually not that impressive. This time it wasn't even thorium. Because it wasn't gas giant, so that kind of explains it. Right, Dolphin completed orders. You did refuel, right? Yeah, you did. Right, well, I want you to go to the North Sea. Go to London. And transfer fuel to colony. Gonna be what you'll do. And we got a new Romulus. Excellent. So, this one's gonna be detached. Put into the survey. But we should probably just close those two. Rename this into Survey 6. There we go. And now just give it a standing order, so go to do some surveying and go back home and resupply and overhaul all that. And then what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to send you to the Arctic and go to the final unexplored there. So that we can get a bit more knowledge of the surroundings. That's the biggest reason, really. Hokkaido. Oh. Oh. There is at least some super Jovians here, or large gas giants. Oh wow. Okay, there's 44 moons in this system. 5 planets. There's one near habitable. This is... oh. Okay, it does have a nitrogen methane atmosphere. And the methane isn't actually that much there, so that should be... it is a bit of a big planet. The hydrosphere is relatively high. Of course, it's cold planet as heck, so yeah, not necessarily that hospitable. Although the temperature factor is not that large. It's just mostly the methane and lack of oxygen that is the biggest problems there. And other than that, fixing the temperature, but that shouldn't be too bad. It can fit 5 billion people. That would be actually quite a large amount of people that we could place in there. Of course, we don't know what's in there yet. If there's no good resources, then I'm not entirely sure if I want to be there. I guess we'll find out eventually. How much do we have fuel now, I do wonder? We've got almost 9 million. Okay, so we've been gaining a lot recently. I suppose that's good. You are moving, are not moving. Okay. Do we need more stuff right now, or do we want to set up another mining colony? I don't actually know. Aalborg is getting more automated mines there, that's for sure. Oh, I never put a... right, this should just be mining. Mining. Anyone can be... okay, 15% extra mining. Well, okay, yeah, that is going to be probably hitting about 700 tons of resources per year. Maybe even a bit more than that. With the current governor, anyway. No, let's keep that to the side there still. Right, so was there any other places in here that we might want to mine? I mean, that's a little bit of resources. That's not particularly good ones. But maybe not in that system. Well, in the Arctic. Wait, 2 point... ooh. Okay, the corundum is going to run out soon. Is there anything else that we desperately need? I mean, corundum would be quite useful. Arctic Sea A1. I mean, yeah, I'm not necessarily opposed to setting up a mining colony in here. Would be 2.6. Is that any better? That's 0.6, 1.6, 1.3, 1.6, 2.2. So that would actually be the best in this particular system of what we not colonized yet. So let's do that, shall we? Right, so that would be first things first. Let's load up the Oregon mines and go to the Arctic, and then that is what? A1? It's A1. We'll unload all installations there, then go back to North Sea. Probably refuel at London just in case. Do this another 4 times. Then just load mass driver and go drop that on Arctic Sea A1 as well. And then we're going to return back to London. It's going to take about 1.5 years. That's not really too bad. That's going to give us a bit of extra resources for Orkney. Of course, we really should start increasing the mining, especially in colonies that are really good social accessibility, like Aalborg here. That's actually really good. Of course, the quantities over here aren't that massive, so some of the resources will deplete rather quickly. But at least we got something set up there. Our dolphin completed orders. Excellent. So now we'll give the orders, the cycling order for this to go just pick up some fuel from the harvesting or whaling fleets. So, refuel from stationary tankers, then go to London. Transfer fuel to colony. Go to the channel. Go to... Oh, right, I didn't actually give the... No, I did. Right, so you can refuel from there. And then go to Plymouth. Transfer fuel to colony. And then go back to North Sea. And you shouldn't be running out of fuel at any point yourself, because you'll be refueling constantly anyway. You should still have about 500,000 liters of fuel in there. So yeah, we can just put that into cycling. And that should be it, pretty much. For that particular ship anyway. Is this? That has plenty. How much do we have at the channel right now? The channel has 200,000 liters, or yeah, 200,000 liters, and the other one has 3.1 million. Okay. Oh, that's not going to run out anytime soon. Well, it is actually going to be picked up in its entirety, but... Well, it's still pretty good production. Right, so there was something else that I wanted to do, but now I've forgotten what it was. Let's just quickly check the cargo ships again. They are still working, right? They are. The colony fleet isn't doing anything because there's civilian colony ships are just doing so much better work. Is that Dolphin that's not doing anything right now? We got the trooper ship. Oh right, you're being retooled. Never mind. Right, well, let's just let things go then, I suppose. Oh, maintenance failure in the Falklands. We've got over 600 maintenance supplies remaining, and you used 10. So not that big of a deal. Deep sea tracking station completed at London. We started at the naval headquarters, so that means that we can get the bonuses from the commanders once that's completed for... Well, it's basically going to double the range right now because we've only got level 1. Right, our geosurvey team has been researched, so now we can set up the geosurvey battalion. Yeah. Geosurvey battalion. Actually, no, regiment. We'll go for regiment size. Right, so what we need to have is we'll need to have 1 regiment headquarters. Then we'll put in a lot of these. Let's see, how much can we put in? We can probably put 20 actually. 22 would be the max. We'll just edit that to 22 then. Well, the 20, well, 20 is probably just fine. We'll put in a bit of extra troops in there to give them some protection. See, 100 would be... Okay, yeah, we'll go for 100 line infantry. That means leaves us with 115 points to use still. What do we want? in there particularly. A couple howitzers actually. Leaves us with 55 points. Those will put in 101 line infantry, so that gives us 50 points to use. Or we can just put in 111, so that's going to be exactly 5,000 ton unit. There we go, it's going to have 4 points in geo-survey, so that's going to be relatively good speed of getting the surveys done. I think that's actually pretty good. So now we'll just want to build at least one of those. Ground unit training, geo-survey regiment, great task. You know what, we'll make 2, because why not? It's going to take, actually, how long is that going to be taking? December this year. Okay, so it's about 9-ish months. Somewhere around there. Oh, we got the construction equipment at least queued up on the research now, or started on the research. And organic got a mine completed. Excellent. Let's have a look. What do we have resources for there? Well, it's probably easy to check over here. So we've got resources for everything, actually. Or anything, really. So how about get another 5 construction factories to speed up the construction. I mean, it's going to take a while to pick up speed, so we might want to just get some more construction factories here the usual way. But that would then pick up some speed there. And also, was it? No, this one wasn't the one that produces a ton of things. Oh no! Oh right, I remember now. Trondheim is mining a lot, and a lot of the resources. Oh well, actually, there's not been extra resources here yet, and we definitely want to bring in some more mines here. I do think that would be wise. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to put in another demand for 5 mines, just to allow us to get this thing, get the stuff required a bit sooner, and then London we can put in a supply of 5 mines again. So the civilians should be taking care of that soon. Because it is going to cost us a little bit. We don't really have a shortage of money though, so not really a problem. Another jump point detected. Actually have a look at the map. So we have... Oh, right. Hokkaido goes there. There's 2 jump points from there. Okay. Probably need to start shifting around some of these things soon enough. If you go for geographical stuff, then we'd probably want to have the channel down here. No, that's the Arctic Sea, not the channel. Okay, well, let's shuffle these around first. But actually, was there a way to select multiple ones? Oh, nope, it only moves one at a time. That's a bit of a disappointment. Unfortunately. Oh, right now I remember the resolution in this is going to be kind of a tricky one. Make them look the same as they should be. But there is a way to do this a bit easier, I suppose. But yeah, but the Celtic Sea over here. Look at that. Is that lined up? That's lined up pretty good. Have you go to that side right now, and then Bay of Biscay can probably be going south of the channel. And Skagerrak is going to be going on the other side there. Have you lined up there? There we go, so we can now know where that goes. Yeah, moving all of these around is a bit tedious, I do admit. There we go, and there. Now let's save that so we don't need to do it again immediately. So it looks a little bit better. Of course, we do need to... Oh, actually, the Norwegian Sea should probably be where Hokkaido is right now, but that's not really that important yet. Just to get some initial stuff going in there. Oh, okay, well, that's actually not that much resources. It's a comet, so Usually there's not a massive amount of resources anyway. Civilians contracting another freighter. And deployment time exceeded on 2 of the survey vessels. We get another automated mine. Oh, right, we completed the automated mines in London. Let's have a look. How much? We're running really low on corundum though, so I don't think we want to build more of that. Not right now anyway, so I think it's time to do something else with that money then. For the production capacity. Could still build more construction factories, I reckon. But we're running a bit low on neutronium as well. What about more infrastructure? I mean, we haven't been transporting infrastructure ourselves, so that's not really a requirement either. I suppose what I could do, I could just build more whalers. Another 5. Should be relatively easy and cheap to build. Doesn't take any corbomite. Not corbomite, corundum. It does take corbomite, but not corundum. Yeah, we'll create that. And civilians construct. Now, yeah, another colony ship. I think they have maybe a bit too many colony ships, to be fair. Right, Hokkaido we found. Ooh. 4 million duranium. Mercasium, Vendra, and Uridium. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, and we built another science lab, and... Oh, Civilians got another ship and then scrapped one of the old ones. Right, well, what should we put in the research lab on? Maybe the maintenance? Or shipyard stuff, or I suppose we could even increase the engine research now. 6 research, or 6 labs, because it has gotten a bit of upgrade on the research bonus there now. Still gonna be more than 3 years to get that, and after that we need to actually design a lot of things there, but we'll get there eventually. Also, what's that? Oh, right, orders completed on Cargo Fleet 2. Right, Cargo Fleet 2, I think what you're gonna be doing is just take some more construction factories. Load installation, construction factory to Orkney. So that would be Arctic. Orkney, unload all installations. North Sea. That's a short distance. We can probably do this 5 times before we need to actually refuel. That's still going to be less than a year by the looks of it. Well, we got a new scientist for power and propulsion. Oh, that's good. It was nice to have another one. Production for construction factory completed at Plymouth. Now let's take a look at the situation then. What sort of resource do we have available? Not a lot of neutronium, that's for sure. We do have some corundium though. We might want to start producing a bit more mines then. Put that on 80%, I suppose. We're not wasting any of the construction speed, but at the same time that's going to increase the amount of mining. Well, it's not going to be a massive boost to there. It is going to be a boost. Over time anyway. Also, right, so Trondheim is going to get that. It did have some corundum, but it wasn't that one. It was the... Oh, right, did we get the Bay of Biscay mine? We did, but we're not actually picking up the resources from here. Oh, yeah, we got 2,000 tons of resources there already. May need to add that for the regular trips for the ship, or just get another cargo ship, quite frankly, to get the resources from here from time to time. Yeah, that's a decent bit of resources, that's for sure. But I think that is going to be where we end the stream today. I will be back tomorrow with some more Rome Total War remaster, and then on Sunday more Hearts of Iron 3. We've just managed to encircle Moscow in the last session, so we'll see how things progress from there. And then Monday more City Skylines, and then next Wednesday we'll continue with this. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye bye.